Tell the truth.
Information is power.
Daydream with me, let your mind explore all the things we were created for. Possibilities, an open door that keeps us reaching out for more. Don't know it, so I listen for my inner voice. Carry the winds, drown out the rain, but will it make sense without the pain? Will color me blue, then tickle me pink. Who knew that at the brink of the end, life could begin? Treasure buried deeper with each loss, so filled with grief and catastrophic thoughts. Insecurity, distorted flaws. It all gets heavy, sinking under all the cost. Sure that I'm not sure. I know and I don't know it. So
Tell the truth.
I listen for
Tell
that
the truth.
inner voice. It carries the wind, drowns out the rain. Will it make sense without the pain? Will color me blue, tickle me pink. Who knew that at the brink of the end, life could begin? I know there's so much trauma, but try search inside my love. Carried the winds, drowned out the rain. It'll make sense after the pain. Will color me blue, then tickle me pink. 'Cause who knew that at the brink of the end, life would begin again.
What's up, everybody? Peace. Peace, everybody. Peace. It's a great show. I'm very excited about the show today. Excuse me. And look, I thank you, those of you that have chosen to come over and watch the program today. This is the Information Man Show. I have some of the most dynamic individuals, couples, on the YouTube streets, black couples that you can ever see, that you can ever hear from, that are dynamic, incredible. They have great channels, and I want you all to subscribe to their channels today as we're going to promote their channels. I got my man Rod with me, Point Blank Travel. This is a group that he's put together called the Alliance. These are black folks that are doing the damn thing on YouTube, and I want you all to definitely give them support today. Check out their channels. We are going to get into the issues around relationships. Let me just say this right now and say it the truth. Say what is the truth here. And you know what I always say?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. On the YouTube streets, within the black YouTube, we're often having these goofy conversations around the issue of a gender war. Black women against black men against black women. And one says, hey, black women are doing this, black men are doing that. And then the question comes out, which is a goofy question. Who's winning? Is it black women winning or black men winning, or who's losing? At the end of the day, when we are fighting one another, having these discourse that are non-constructive discourse, when we are not working together in unity, unifying together, as you saw on the thumbnail. And I've showed you examples on this channel where we have other groups. I'm not going to name them. You know what I'm talking about. We have other groups that are talking about. You've seen it in some of my YouTube shorts. There are other groups out here that are saying they're only for their group, that they are 100% behind supporting their group. So then why should we engage in this dysfunctional behavior? Because at the end of the day, we both cancel each other out. Black men lose and black women lose when we're both disunified, when we're both at each other's throat, when we're both arguing, fighting one another, and creating gender wars on these platforms. I don't see any other groups doing this, at least that I've seen. So we need to unify, work together, get over our differences or work through our differences. But we need to recognize that there are black men and women out here who do not fit these stereotypes. There are black men who do not fit these stereotypes and narratives that's been put out here on the YouTube streets, which is dangerous. And there are black women who do not fit those narratives, because we do not know all black people. We do not know all black women and men. The world is big. The country we live in is huge. We do what we often do is we take the low-hanging fruit. So we take the minimum of us who are in dysfunctional relationships, and we take the minimum of us and we prop that up as the maximum. We take the maximum of us that are doing the right thing, and we minimize those groups and say, well, this is what black couples are, this is what black love is, or what it isn't, and what have you. And so today, what I'm trying to do today on this channel with this incredible panel that I have of couples is to break through the wall of the BS. A lot of times people have these discussions on their channel, and half the time they got people on the channel that they're talking to about these issues, and they're not even in a relationship. They're not even either married or in a thriving relationship, whether married or not. But they've got people talking about it who have no skin in the game. That's ridiculous. So today, I've got people on this panel who have complete skin in the game. And what I'm here to show and to illustrate through these incredible couples is that black love, in my opinion, which was the question I asked on this video, does black love exist? Okay. And I'm here to tell you that it does exist. It does exist. It's out there. Black men and women are striving for a better life together, to a better understanding. And one of the most important things that we can learn through relationships, even when our relationships fail, is communication. We have to learn to listen to each other, to be more patient as men and as women. We have different communication style as men and women, and we have to try to understand each other. And today, I want to ask these couples the areas that they struggle in the relationship, that they have to work on to be able to get over the barriers, because no relationship is perfect. But I'm going to say again, as I bring everyone on, we are only stronger when we are unified together. Black men and black women doing things separately and saying that I'm winning, we winning. No, we're not. If we're both not unified like other groups, we are both losing in the equation. You might be winning as an individual, but overall, we are losing as a community at the end of the day. And so you know how I do over here. I don't get into the BS over here. We get into the facts. And I want to welcome everyone here to the Information Man Show and being a part of this experience. So I want to say thank you. Let me bring everybody on. Come to class, everybody. Peace. All right, everybody, I'm so happy to have you here. I talked to Brother Rod, Point Blank Travel, about this some time back. I said, man, I want to get some of these incredible couples on this program today. Let's talk about relationships. You all are in relationships. You're also content creators on YouTube streets, which I love. We're going to promote the hell out of these channels today. But Brother Rod, I'm going to have you take over, as I said before, Master of Ceremonies today. I want you to introduce all these incredible couples and their channels and let us know what the alliance is, what that's all about. How did you connect with all these great folks before we get into the relationship questions, right? So with that said, here go Brother Rod, as you know him as Point Blank Travel.
I appreciate the warm welcome, man. I want to thank Information Man Show for having us here. I am Rod from Point Blank Travel, also the entire Point Blank Network, which is Point Blank Finance, the Point Blank Experience, Point Blank Clips, as well as a podcast, Real Talk with Rod. Man, it's an honor to be here, y'all. Information Man he hit me up a while back and said, hey, I want to get these wonderful couples, but I want to start by saying, yes, we are the alliance, but I want to let everybody know these individual channels stand on their own. They are all individual channels as I go through and introduce each of the couples that are here. And speaking of couples, y'all, that was all coincidental. I didn't plan that. And I'm going to say the love affair between Rod and these wonderful couples that you see on the panel that you're going to see and get to meet. It started in Dallas at the Dallas meetup. I fell in love. I live in Dallas as well as your favorite couple, Shelton and Key. I run a lot of the stuff that I do behind the scenes by them. I talk to Shelton almost on a daily basis, either text or we got Coco TTV. What's going on, Coco? Had the pleasure of meeting Coco. Had the pleasure of meeting Meet and Anwar meet at the Dallas meetup. I haven't met Keeping Up with the Griffins, but what's so cool about the alliance is they're Kayla Mar's besties. Meet and I had a chance to meet him, and we got Cooking with the Catchers. You already know what it do, baby. And so Kayla Moore are their besties. Meet and I, your favorite couple, they've met Keeping Up with the Griffins. That's the only couple I haven't met. And I had a chance to meet these people, man, and it was like, yo, this is something special. The Dallas meetup was the first time I had ever been around, and I want to say it was 23 people. I attended by myself, but I had never seen that amount of Black people. And your favorite couple orchestrated the entire meetup. They planned everything. We went bowling, followed by a boat ride, followed by dinner. And then we had I missed this. I was asleep somehow, but we had a brunch, but it was no bickering and no arguing. Nobody trying to be more important than anybody else. Nobody talked about their subscriber counts. But more importantly, I got a chance to see Black love. I saw Black couples that just exuberated this total opposite of what the stereotype is about Black love. You know, everybody was smiling. I mean, hey, man, are you good? Do you need something to eat? Do you need a drink? Next I know, Keep It Up with Cooking with the Catchers. Now Donovan and Stacy, they bought rounds for everybody. And I'm like, yo, man, this is insane. So when everybody went back to their own, home places, I mean, we had people coming in from Atlanta, Alabama. D. Bryant is not here from Bryant Legacy Building. He's not here today. But it was crazy. And Anwar from Meet and I summarized it. He said, I've never had a family reunion, or I've never been to a family reunion. But, yo, this was like a family reunion. And I'm like, damn, he hit the nail right on the head. This was like a family reunion, minus the uncle that's going to start a fight with everybody, minus the couple that's going to be over there in the corner arguing about who knows what. Mm-hmm. So I reached out and I was like, man, the alliance. Because if we could take what we just experienced in 3 days at the Dallas meetup, if we could just take this to the YouTube streets from now until the end of time, imagine what we can do in numbers. You know, I'm going to be, tell the truth. A lot of black people don't want to
tell the truth.
They want to be separated. If I got my shine going on, I don't want nobody else's light to shine brighter than mine. I don't want anybody else's light to be a more magnificent than mine. I don't want them to get more kudos than me. But then I didn't see this, and I'm like, yo, we can take this. We can at these individual channels that are all successful on their own, without Rob, without Points Blank Travel. I have nothing to do with their channels. Yes, Anwar may call Shelton and Key and get their opinion on certain channels. I asked Anwar and Shelton 2 different phone conversations. Should I do a live stream tonight? One told me one thing, one told me something else. So I guess I got to make a final decision because they went 2 different directions. But that's what it was about. And then I looked at Kalamar and I see this young love, and I was like, God, man, I wish I was like that when I was their age. You know, I wish I had that camaraderie with someone to the magnitude that they have it. And then I watched Keeping Up with the Griffins, and I was like, yo, they said I'm the hardest working man on YouTube. No, that dingo Joe Griffin is a beast. And then they're expecting a baby. So when you look at the alliance, no one is in charge. I'm not in charge of the alliance. I just kind of reached out to all these people, and Cooking with the Catchers were the last ones to come on board. When really they should have been one of the first people that came on board, because I reached out to them. I felt kind of bad. But y'all, what you see right now is think of NATO, the National Alliance Treaty Organization. Nobody's in charge. I'm not in charge. I work with these people. I don't work. They don't work for me. I don't work for them. I work with these people because we're going to hit 5,000 subscribers, maybe different time frames. We're going to hit 10,000. But really, we don't even talk numbers. We may see a member of the alliance is close to 2,000. Cooking with the Catchers just hit 2,000. We may see that Meat and I are close to 3,000. Rob may be close to 3,600. Your favorite couple just hit 2,000. Kayla Moore just got monetized. Keep it over the Griffins. Who knows? They might be at 6,000. Coco TTV just had a pop-up shop. Then the first person I met at the Dallas meetup was True TTV. He doesn't have a channel, but he's Coco's husband. So he has a channel through affiliation. That was the first person that came to me. Yo, PBT, I said, man, call me Rod, bro. And man, next thing I know, man, Coco, everything that exuded from her was just amazing. It was amazing. Y'all ever get a chance to meet these people, this group of people here in person? YouTube don't do them justice. I'm just going to say that YouTube does not do this group of people justice. And that's enough talking, but I always like to say, because there is no head of the alliance. We are all equal. Matter of fact, I'm somewhere in the middle because I run to them all the time. Like, hey, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? You know, I give more advice than what I give. But, you know, we crack jokes on each other. When I was in the Dallas meetup, I rode with Meat and I, and they called me a midget and said I need a car seat and said I'm 5'5". And it's all love, man. And nobody gets mad. You know, since March, I've been fighting and been defending that I'm not 5'5". I'm 5'9". Nobody believe me, but that's what the doctor said, and that's what I go by. So, but this is love here, y'all. It's love here. Each and every one of these content creators are phenomenal. Like Information Man's show said, we're going to talk about the individual channels, but more than YouTube, than content creators, they are either husband and wives or soulmates like Kayla Moore. This is not just a group of content creators. This group of people right here, there's something special.
Yes.
And what I like about them, no, I don't like it. I'm going to sound like Meat and I want to say what I like about them. No, what I love about them, and that y'all got to go check Meat and I to get that out. Okay, that's a little inside joke, is they don't need YouTube to justify who they are.
Facts.
YouTube doesn't justify them. They justify YouTube. And with that being said, I just want to introduce Kayla Moore. Keeping Up with the Griffins, Your Favorite Couple, Cooking with the Catrins, Meet and I, Coco TTV, your boy Points Blank Travel. We are the alliance, and we want to bring that to the world today and let y'all know what we're doing.
All right, now, let me just get some more love to everybody. All right. All right, now, cooking. I've got Rod, of course. K. Lamar, right on, right on, right on. This is fantastic, everybody. Look, everybody in the chat room, I'm going to go to each couple and have them introduce their channels. Any of the mods, if you can, this is what I have to do for everyone that's listening to this video. One thing I forgot to do, you got to forgive me for this. I will, after this video is over, I will put links in the description of this video for each content creation family's channel, creator's channel, so that you can go back to this video and click into it and find those links that are necessary for their channel. But if the mods can do me the greatest favor and dig up their channels and begin dropping their links periodically into the chat room as you discover their channels, as we introduce each person. And what I want to do, Rod, what I like to do, if you don't mind, brother, let's go ahead and let each couple introduce their channel and what they're trying to do before we get into the really exciting part of the show that people are coming here for. So what I'll do is I'll start with K. Lamar first and let them tell us about their channel.
Hey guys, it's Kayla.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Marcus, and we are K. Lamar.
And we are a couple channel here on YouTube, and we just like to have fun on our page. We started our channel because we wanted people to be able to come to our channel and just get a release from life with everything going on around us right now and all the pandemic and just everything. We want to bring fun into people's homes. Yep. So that is what we do. And we always say peace and ashe, and it has an affirmation. So the first P stands for power. The E stands for education. The A stands for affirmation. The C stands for courage. And the last E stands for encouragement.
Right on. Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Okay. So what we're going to do, so everybody, what I want you to do, as I said before, try to dig up for the mods, try to find their channels. But I will put the description in this video. When this video is over, I will be putting the description and their links to their channel in the description of this video. For anyone who wants to subscribe to their channel, you will be able to come back and find those links as well. Just want to give you a heads up on that. But if the mods can go into the YouTube streets and pull some of the channels as they introduce themselves and drop those links, we would much appreciate that, because doing this, I really feel that these are great content creators that need our support, because they're providing very important content that we as Black people on YouTube can really relate to, and we can really enjoy and get some really good value from. So I just want to say that most importantly. Now, Rod.
Yes.
The next couple that's that's coming up next, cooking with, I want you to introduce them, brother. We're gonna do this interchangeably.
Okay, perfect. Next, we have Donovan and Stacy, Cooking with the Catrins. They started out as Keeping Up with the Catrins. Then they actually changed their name, and rightfully so, y'all. They have, and I'm going to let them talk more about it, but they have a Wednesday night live that's actually right before my live. And sometimes we kind of run into each other. But, man, you talking about gourmet meals. I remember my first interaction with Donovan and Stacy. And Donovan had me drinking some type of tequila in Dallas. And I'm not a tequila guy, so I was sipping on it. It was a shot, but I sipped on it. I babied it. But Meet and I had a live stream that Saturday night, and Stacy and I co-hosted together. And that was my first time meeting it. And, man, they are so funny, but the love is real. I had the opportunity to interview them on one of my channels, The Points Blank Experience. And all I can say, if y'all don't know them, you want to get to know them, because they already know what it do, baby.
All right. Cooking with the Carton. Let everybody know about your channel, where they can find you. And once again, everybody, as you look at the screen, to the mods in particular, do your due diligence in trying to find some of the channels. Once again, I will put this in the description of the video. No doubt. Go ahead and let everybody know about your channel, where they can find you and what have you. And I appreciate you being here, by the way.
Thank you so much. So if you are new here, we are cooking with the Catrins. But if you're
Catrins,
not,
I want to say, okay, cooking with the Catrins. I'm sorry. I didn't say it right.
That's okay.
No, I want to be right. I want to be right. Respect to you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Appreciate it. But if you're not new, you already know what it do, baby. You already know what it do, baby. So that is one of our catchphrases on our show. So if you hear people saying it, that came from us. But,
Fantastic.
Good time. We cook. We go live every Wednesday, and we cook. We cook live from start to finish. So if you're looking for recipe ideas, if you're looking for good restaurant or even just like food reviews, that type of thing, we have anything food. We have a little bit of drinks too as well. But we're just trying to make everybody a gourmet chef at home. So if you're looking for recipes, looking for different ways to cook, you're trying to learn how to cook, you're already cooking, but you're looking for new dishes to make, then we are there for you. But we also have a company called Spice Addicts, which we have blended seasonings and sauces. And we will drop our links in the comments for our Etsy shop as well.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because there are a few people on the panel right now that are modded up on my channel. So you are more than welcome to drop the links of these channels and drop your own link. I should have thought about that too as well. You're more than welcome, especially if you are modded up on this channel already. You can drop the links. We have no problem with that. So I want to thank y'all. Fantastic. Woo! So everybody, don't worry. We're going to get to the juicy stuff. It's coming soon, but we just got to introduce everybody properly. So I want to introduce this couple because they've been supporting me on all my different channels. A lovely couple. And I want to say, you know, your favorite couple. All right. Look, I'm glad that you have you here. Same thing to you. If you're modded up, you drop those links as much as you like, but go right ahead and let everybody know about your channel, what you're doing on YouTube, and we need folks to get over there and support you as well. Go right ahead.
Well, my name is Shelton.
And I'm Key.
Hey,
and we are your favorite couple. So we wanted to just basically show people that you can be married and still have a great time. See, as it says, being married is dope. So just to show that you can be married, still have fun, still live life. It's not a boring thing to do. So one of the things that we like to do is travel. So even though we're not a traveling channel per se, most of our content does focus on traveling. So we just want to show people that you can be married, be in love, and still have a good time.
Exactly.
All right now. Let me do this real quick. For everybody in the chat room, I see a lot of people that have come over. I'm going to do my best to shout people out, but we got a lot of people on the panel, and I think it's most important to hear from them. But I want to say, Natural, thank you. Keith, you gave me a super chat. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the
I got to give a lot of respect to the Empress Queen Goddess. She gave me a $50 super chat, which I really appreciate. Make sure y'all check out her channel. She's a mod in the chat room. We got Uniquely Lavish is over here. We got Dave the Boss is over here. We got Red Lipstick Vibes. I believe she has a channel as well, so you might want to get over there and check her out when you have an opportunity. We got the one-man band, 1MB TV, who's in the house. Let me give him some respect. Another sister that I feel is very dynamic, and I had a chance to check out her channel, and that is Life with Magical Journey. She's in the chat room, as well as Uniquely Lavish. She has a channel as well, so definitely give her some love. Natural, a lot of people in this chat room are content creators, okay? And folks that you see in the chat room, look, for the mods, let me just give you a little bit of insight. If you are a mod on the channel and you see any of the folks that's on this panel, that's in the channel, and you want to get to their channel to drop their link, because you are a mod, all you have to do is click the avatar of them in the chat room, and it'll pop up a little box, and it'll show their channel where you can click into channel and you can go right into their channel. That's a little thing that the mods have the ability to do when you click on someone's avatar. Just to give you a heads up. We got Kmar in the chat room as well. So you can click their avatar and bam, voila, it'll take you to their channel and you can get those links out. We got Stephen Gilmore YouTube channel. Thank you for being here, good brother. We've got the Emery's family in the house. I have a lot of respect for this black man right here. His channel, very positive, very energetic. Love him, love him, love him. We got Marcella Muhammad is in the house. Let me say that correctly. Marcella Muhammad, thank you. King, if I'm saying this correct, we got King Lion Crown in the house. And anybody that's greeting me, I appreciate the greetings. If I'm not able to get to your greetings and shout you out at the time, it's because the great couples on this panel, they're talking and we want to get there. We want their attention. We want your attention to be on them. So I thank you again. And this the best thing you could do with this video, as I always say, is make sure you share this video in all of your social media when you get an opportunity, because I believe that a lot of people need to watch this video today. So with that said, let me go over to Rod. Rod, I want you to introduce the next dynamic couple, my brother. Let's go ahead and do that. The next dynamic couple. Boom, take it off.
One thing I want to go back and say about your favorite couple, since
okay.
You introduced them, is, man, they just went on a cruise for 7 days, and you want to talk about your boy being lost? Because I had no contact with my right-hand man, Shelton. And it's funny because Shelton is my right-hand man, but he's also Anwar's right-hand man. So we kind of shared. But and then when he came back, I was like, man, I'm so glad you're back. And he was like, your right-hand man is back. And I was like, you have no idea how happy I am. But I just wanted to say that, man.
Well, with that said, Brother Rod, thank you for that information. I'm glad that you're here with us. I'm so glad you're here with us, brother. Thank you again. Let's go ahead, with that said, and go to the next dynamic couple. Let's see who they are. Let me put them up on the screen. Let's go right there. Boom.
Man, we have Joe and Christy. Keep it up with the Griffins. They also have a daughter, Kylie, and a son, Joseph Griffin III, but we call him J3. And we just did a video today, but I have a degree in business, so I know how to market. They did a video today, and Christy's about to have baby Griffin in August. But I'm not going to tell you the gender because they did a gender reveal today. Y'all got to go over there and watch the video to see the gender reveal. It was one of the dopest videos. This couple here, another young couple that I'm a firm believer in. It doesn't matter how old you are, you can learn from everybody. And when I look at Kayla Moore and Keeping Up with the Griffins, I wish I personally was where they are now at their age when I was their age. So I have a lot of respect for Joe and Christy. And you want to talk about a family channel? They go live every Sunday, and I'll let them tell the times. Y'all, I can't count how many times when I want to go live. I have a live set for Sunday, but the Griffins are live, so I'll push mine back 15, 20, 30 minutes because not just the respect for them, because I'm enjoying the damn live stream. So I'm like, my people just have to wait. But y'all take it away, man. And hey, much respect, much love to y'all. Y'all already know how I feel. So,
well, I want to say this because I like saying this word. I'm going to say it again. Keeping Up with the Griffins. All right. Now, I want you all to take it over now. Let us know about the channel. And you have a young, beautiful gift from God coming soon. Go right ahead.
All right. I'm Joseph.
I'm Christy, and we
are Keeping Up with the Griffins. Like Rod mentioned, we also have twins.
Wow.
10 years old and less than 3 weeks.
Yep. A new one on the way.
Expecting another.
Wow, man.
So what you can find on our channel is family vlogs, food reviews, family adventures, mukbangs, and travel, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we do a variety of content. We don't have a set niche.
Yeah.
We do it all. And what our channel is based off of is positivity, and mainly the importance of quality family time, influencing positivity and having fun while encouraging each other to learn and grow.
Yes.
When we first started YouTube, we saw that as something that could help people. And we're the type of people, if we can do something to help people, even if it's just as simple as sharing a video and showing what we do on a daily basis as a family, just giving other people ideas of things to do as a family, and showing that Black love is possible, showing that being young and having a family is possible, just showing that there's a lot of positivity out there versus all the negative things you see in the world. And that's mainly what we want to do. We just want to shed a positive light and hope it encourages someone to be better and be the best they could be.
Yes.
All right now. All right. Once again, thank you for coming over. And it looks like people are dropping links for everyone's channels. I've modded up a few people. There are people that I modded up that I need to have modded up a long time ago. Like I'm gonna mod up K-Money. I'm gonna mod up most of you so that you can drop those links. But a lot of you have been supporting this channel, and so I need to mod up anybody that isn't modded up that's on this panel today. But I want to tell you, I appreciate you all being here. And what I want to do next is I want to go to another dynamic couple, and that is me and I. And look, let me say this. You know, this is my fraternity, brother. And we always learn as alpha men that alpha is everywhere, no matter where we go in the world, and you never know who is an alpha. So the whole time that I've been on YouTube and I've gotten to know the couple, me and I, or I got introduced to them by Brother Rod here, and I got introduced to them as content creators, I had no idea that he was a member of my fraternity. And so eventually we found out that we had something in common, which I really appreciate. And I really appreciate him. This couple is dynamic. They are dynamic, and they're doing something very special on their channel. When he came on board today, he said, look, we're already editing a video. So I want everybody to subscribe to everybody on this panel today. And with that said, let me go to my frat brother, me and I, and let him break down their channel, what they're doing on their channel as a couple. So let me give you this again. Most kudos. And 06.
All right, guys, welcome to this live stream. My name is Anwar. This is my beautiful wife, Lametrius. And we started our channel about 3 years ago because we had weight loss surgery, and we wanted to document the other side of weight loss. People always had the negative perception that people who have weight loss surgery are just lazy and just tired. So we wanted to document our journey. Through that process, we started to grow, and people started to come into our community, into our life. And so we kind of grew past just about weight loss until I don't know what it says, our calling, but our duty to support. And through our channel, our goal now, we have two channels. Our main channel, which is what we talk about now, is Me and I. We try to support Black-owned restaurants and our people, other content creators, marriage. We've been married. Someone asked how long we've been married, or how long people on the panel. We've been married for 22 years.
Whoa! Wait a minute, Frat, because I hate making boo-boos. I didn't want to make any assumptions, but you all have been married, because I was asking everybody as they were coming on. There's some couples that are actually legally married, and there's some couples that have been together for a long time. But you're one of the couples on the panel today that have been married for 22 years. Wow, man. I got to give you big ups for that.
Tell the truth.
22. No, 22. 22 years.
I was saying tell the truth.
Oh, tell the truth. Okay. I'm
tell the truth.
And so when we get to the juicy part of the program today, we got some questions. With your 22 years of experience, you got some things to say. Absolutely. But I'm sorry to cut you off if I did. Continue on, my brother and sister.
Yeah, so we try to show people, how the ups and downs of being married. Our marriage is open. Now we have open relationship. I'm saying we're
we wasn't. Hey, wait a minute. You supposed to save that part for the show, for the juicy part of the show. You just.
Okay, now we're open to help out anybody that want to talk about it. Again, we've been through it all. We've seen it all. We lived through it all. So that's why our channel is about love, marriage, travel, fun, support. Like the panel we have, it's not just not regular people. These are family, from the K Lamars to the Your Favorite Couple to the Griffins to Coco. Like, they are absolute family people that we love. It's an honor and a privilege to be on this panel. But I talk too much. Meek, go ahead. What do you want to say, baby?
No, that is it. We're so happy for you to have us on here. We're excited. We're open for questions. Like, this is like an amazing panel, and we're thankful and happy that you have us on this platform.
And our second channel, Sipping With Me and I, we have 2 channels. Our second channel, Sipping With Me and I, is where we showcase, advertise, promote, taste test Black-owned alcohol brands. Y'all can see behind us. We have a full stack bar of all Black-owned alcohol brands. So if y'all want to learn about Black options and Black-owned brands, instead of drinking Hennessy, you can drink Naya. Instead of drinking Tito, you can drink King 79. So we give you Black options. So subscribe to Me and I, but also subscribe to Sipping with no G, Sipping With Me and I, for all your Black-owned brands and spirits. Let me ask you this question. Here comes the Info Media Live coming in, because I've learned some new things about the YouTube Shorts, because they've been making changes in that. Are you dropping the YouTube Shorts regularly? Honestly, this goes for anybody. We drop TikTok Shorts. TikTok Reels and Facebook Reels. But with YouTube, we trying to figure this thing out with YouTube, because we drop a short, it get like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 views. So we trying to figure it out. But we will. We just haven't figured out how to make that work for us. But we definitely want to. All right, I'm gonna figure it out for all of you, because I have some new information on how those YouTube Shorts work, and I have the time of the day that you want to drop these YouTube Shorts, the time frame between the morning hours, the early day, and the evening hours, and I'm going to be doing that on the other channel and giving that formula out to you, because I experimented with it myself for a short period of time, and I got some pretty good results, because the YouTube Shorts are actually separate from your channel, because there's people who look at those only. But we're going to get, that's a whole nother subject for another day, but I am going to be talking about that on the other channel. I got some brand new information, and the YouTube Short situation has changed for the better. Let me go. Now the next thing we need to do is I'm going to bring on Brother Rod, Point Blank Travel, so he can introduce the next dynamic couple. And that information I just said goes for everybody on this panel and those in the chat room. This information is going to be incredible, what I'm going to drop. But Rod, introduce this next couple. I had the pleasure of being invited to her channel to do a show talking about exactly what I was talking about earlier, about how do you improve your YouTube channel and all those different things. Go right ahead, brother.
Before I introduce, and I know the next person that you're speaking of, I do want to say, man, y'all, please go check out Meet and I. You want to talk about 2 people with the biggest hearts on YouTube? You want to talk about the 2 people that would go out of their way to help anybody, content creators, non-content creators. I received a couple phone calls from Anwar in the last 2-3 weeks. One of them was, hey, Rob, we're about to go and donate to this school. You want to be a part of this? I said, say no more, bro. I'm in 100%. What I need to do. And I can't remember if I was getting ready to go to New York or had I left, but he was like, hey, Rob, we want to celebrate your birthday. You and my mom. He could have just did that for his mom. He had me included. Y'all, and then Sipping With Me and I, man, I don't really drink cognac and spirits like I used to, but yo, I got so many Black-owned spirits that I ain't never even heard of. Now they got me ready to come out of retirement and go try them. But y'all, when I say they have the biggest hearts, Anwar and Meet, please, I don't like to say go subscribe to their channel. Go check out their channel, because once you go there, you're gonna subscribe on your own. I don't have to sell that part. And I just got a text from my daughter just saying, Daddy, you being long-winded, so let me shut up, get off my and get to Coco, because she's like, Daddy, right. We try to get to the good stuff.
They waiting patiently. So I'm gonna say again, Brother Rod, once again, I had the incredible experience of being on this sister's channel. She is married, husband and all. She was more than hospitable to myself. The audience was hospitable. I just love what she's about. I love her attitude. And I got to be honest, and I've sent her messages about this, her thumbnails. when I talk about thumbnails, your thumbnails on your channel are off the hook, and they're off the hook. And so with that said, Rod, let's bring on Coco TV and her great husband here.
I think I don't know if they're muted, but I want to say before they start, man, this couple right here is a whole different vibe. I supposed to be going down there August 23rd. I think it's Coco's birthday, to celebrate her birthday. And I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, but I can't wait to go hang out with True and Coco, go to the man cave. But man, you want to see excitement? If you want to see pure energy, people say I'm energetic. I ain't got ish on Coco. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, Coco and True TTV.
All right, I'm gonna hit it again. All right. So,
well, first of all, I want to say
I think we're having some audio difficulties.
oh gosh.
Yeah, well, you were cutting in and out. Let's start over. Let's start over.
I'm driving. But hey, everybody, at on. So
I hate to say this, we're still having audio problems. When you're talking, it kind of cut in and out. Maybe bring the phone a little bit closer. I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh,
yes.
Good. Okay. Oh, the microphone was cut off. Sorry. Hey, everyone. But thank y'all so much for having us on. Information Man, all the amazing people on the panel. On Coco TV, it is an individual channel. It's my channel. Mostly that's because I am very career driven, and during COVID, I had some extra time on my hands. So I kind of picked up a hobby, which was doing mukbangs on my channel, Coco TV. Right now, I do mukbangs. I do interviews, a little bit of a variety show. I do oftentimes have my best friend and hubby, True TV, appear on the channel with me. He's starting to get really acclimated to YouTube and just connecting on social media. My two sons, they often appear on the channel as well. It's just a great family dynamic. Again, it's just really started out as a hobby for me, but I am excited to connect with people, empower them. I consider myself a bit of a humanitarian. I love to give back. I'm always out in the community, and even on my channel, I most recently started a virtual pop-up shop where I bring on a lot of other content creators who have merch and services that they offer to others. And I've been able to help them showcase that and support networking throughout. So I'm just really excited to be on YouTube and just really seeing where my journey may take me here on YouTube. And did you have anything to add, Mr. True TV?
Come on, brother, give it to us.
Got some lovely, awesome, supportive couples on this panel here. I got to say that this Coco TV is not really a couples channel, but I'm here. I support my wife wholeheartedly. If you want a little diversity, I'm the introvert. She's the extrovert. I'm a West Coasterner. She's a Southern girl. So we got a little dynamic there where we
West Coast.
Little diversity, baby. Little diversity. So if you want something different, somebody joke. We're a mukbang channel mostly, but it's all about creating memories. So we love to have you guys over.
Well, look, Coco, I wanted to tell you this personally. I had asked Rod where you were at because I definitely, when we were thinking about putting this together, you were one of the people that I first had in my mind, because there were other people that I weren't familiar with. But Rod said, hey, I got this alliance. So I said, bring it on, because oftentimes on YouTube, and you know this, sometimes when we bring men and women together, unfortunately, what's being displayed is negative energy. Mm-hmm. Low vibrations, not high vibrations. And I knew that you all would bring that to the table. And that's why I want to see all your channels win. And I will continue to promote and tell people about your channels and do whatever I can do in my capacity. So I want to say thank you for being here. I want to say thank you to all the couples. But I want us to get to the juicy stuff now, as we have all went through the introductions. And now I think people are ready for the juicy stuff now, which is the relationship questions and all those good things. What do you think about that, Brother Rod? What do you think? Is it time to get ready for it? Is it time to let the games begin?
They want to know if Black love exists. And I want to say one last thing before we get into that. Y'all, we're not just content creators. We are all entrepreneurs, and we about to take this stuff to the next level. But yeah, let's get to the juicy, man. I want to hear what they got to say.
Let's get to the juicy stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. I got a lot of questions I want to ask people on the panel about Black love, whether it exists, whether it's a myth, whether Black men and women are not going to survive going into these years to come. Are Black men marrying Black women? Are we afraid to get married? What is life all about? I've always been taught that family is the basis of everything. And this is why it's very important to have these couples here. We have a couple here who is expecting a young, beautiful child coming from God. And I'm going to say this right now. I know there are probably people on this panel, beautiful couples on this panel that are religious, or they believe in God, or they're spiritual. And I'm saying everything comes from the source of God first. You cannot have any of this. None of this can be possible without the Most High, the most powerful source that makes it all possible for us, because without He, we cannot wake up in the morning. We cannot breathe. We cannot do the things that we're doing. And let's just keep that in mind. So with that said, let me ask the most important question right now to everybody on the panel. We can go from left to right to left, however everyone wants to do it, as I bring everybody on board here. What is Black love right now? How do you define it? And I want each couple to define this. And I want to start with Kalamar. How do you all define Black love? How are you able to keep your relationship going? Because let's just keep it real today. We know that nobody has a relationship that's perfect. We all have ups and downs in relationships. But I want to know, what are the ups and downs, as well as how do you get over the ups and downs? So let's start with the first couple I've got here. Kalamar, if I'm saying that correctly, go right ahead.
So for us, Black love it's true, it's deep, it's definitely challenging, but it's honest and it's real. We just, whenever we have any disagreements, we just speak our truth, talk and communicate, and make sure that we don't leave anything left unsaid, because that turns into harbored negative feelings that are going to bubble up and come out in another form that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Yeah, and we will sit there and talk for hours until we have gotten everything out. We want to be completely honest, don't hold anything back, and just keep open-minded and listen to each other and be patient. Because patience is something that we both had to learn as well, because we're both different personalities. I'm emotional as heck, and Marcus is very logical. He thinks, does that make sense? But he understands how I am. And so we just sit there and talk and work everything out that way. And then afterwards, we'll go do something fun together, take a walk, go eat, just to, get that bond stronger.
Okay. Let me ask you this question here before I go to the next couple. There's a negative side of YouTube and where people are focusing on gender wars. But from your experience, you seem like I'm 52 years old. You look like a very young couple to me, doing your thing. Is Black love non-existent? Is it just something that's a novelty now? Like, we find a few couples here and there like yourself, but is it dead? Because there's a lot of people out there that believe that some people that believe that it's dead.
No, absolutely not. Matter of fact, we just came from an event last night from another YouTube channel, started a podcast. They're called Ode to Black Love. Yeah. And they put on an event last night, and it was about the end of their season. They do different podcasts and everything. And almost everybody there was Black, and it was either couples or singles who are looking to get coupled up with somebody. Yeah. And no, Black love is not dead. It never will die. It's not going anywhere.
I hear you. Yep. I hear you. Let me go over to cooking with the Catrons, if I'm saying that correctly. I want to know your definition. Do you feel about Black love? What does it mean for you as a couple?
So I think that Black love is ultimately loving yourself, because if you're loving someone else who's in the same race as you, that means you love your race. You love who you are. You love, what you bring to the world. And so loving someone else who is the same as you is the same as loving yourself. That's what I think.
Correct. Like connecting and creating bonds and love with someone who has gone through your same struggles, who struggles through the same things on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, be it work, be it outside of work, and then connecting and creating a bond and love and a family, even though there are struggles and things that kind of work to set you back.
Okay. Let me ask you this question before I move over to the next couple. As a couple, how do you get over the ups and downs? Because no relationship is 100% foolproof. Because how do you get over the things that are difficult that can also take a relationship out of its trajectory? For you two.
So for sure, communication is number one. If the other person doesn't know something's wrong, then how can they fix it?
100%.
So definitely having to communicate your feelings. And that's very hard for Black people because we're never able to say how we actually feel, or it comes off as angry, it comes off as aggressive.
Or weakness. Yes. Or weakness.
Right,
yeah.
or weak,
yes.
Right. So really just being able to communicate how you're feeling and putting yourself in the other person's shoes and understand how they're feeling and talking it out, communicating whatever you find works for you as a couple to communicate that to each other.
And the last thing that I will add to that is just understanding priorities and being crystal clear on what's important to you guys as a couple, and making sure that whatever gets in the way of your Black love, of your relationship, that you are able to push through. If that means bypassing money to make sure that your sanity and your relationship is okay, sometimes you have to throw whatever that is away to say, okay, home base is more important than whatever this is. So I got to focus on home right now.
I hear you. Let me go over to Keeping Up with the Griffins. You have a young bundle of joy that's coming your way from God.
Mm-hmm.
How do you both as a couple, it's a married couple, define Black love as it relates to your relationship, or how do you define it in general?
I believe that Black love is an establishment, it's an institution, and I feel like sometimes you have to go through in order to tell your testimony. My beliefs is God, number one.
Yes.
Keep God number one. Everything else will fall into line. When I mean that, I mean communication, honesty, trust, and all those good things. That's how I go about it.
Yeah.
So all right.
Basically,
tell the truth.
Basically, you just got to set that foundation.
Yeah.
Once you have that foundation established, you can continue to build on it. We see in different places, like when you have an establishment, you want to build upon it to make it bigger, better, more valuable. It's the same thing with a relationship. If you want to make it more valuable, you have to build on it. You have to continue to build on it.
Let me ask you a question, because you are a young couple. I've been married before myself. I got married very young. I was married for 15 years. I have a daughter. My wife and I, we were able to, we broke up, unfortunately, but it was not a nasty breakup. It was amicable. We went our separate ways, but we decided that we were going to raise our child and keep all the other nonsense out and just focus on the child. Our relationship had long ran its course, unfortunately. And then as I grown older as a man, I've learned the mistakes that I made in a relationship as well as the mistakes that she made. And one of the things I wish I could take back personally that I would and give to everybody on the panel is, as a man in particular, having patience. Patience is a art, because sometimes you argue and you let the little things can build up into big things. So I would say to you, as a young couple with a child on the way, another child on the way, and I would ask this of your husband, how do you, as a couple or as individuals, how do you think you can overcome the downside of the relationship? Because they always say you got to keep it sparked up.
Yeah.
You definitely have to keep it sparked up. And don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. No one's perfect. There's always going to be downsides. There's always going to be disagreements, arguments, not seeing eye to eye. That's just a thing. That's just what happens in relationships. And one of the things we've learned is no matter how mad or upset you are in a situation, you have to talk it out. Sometimes it's tough to do depending on what the situation is, but it's definitely something that you have to do in order to avoid the situation from getting to a point of no return, or a point where it's just going to make things even worse.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Let me go over real quick to your favorite couple again. Can you let everybody know how long you've been married, if you feel comfortable answering that question?
Yes, we've been married for 10 years. We're working on 11 years.
In October, it'll be 11.
Okay. Now, do you have children?
No, we have no children.
No.
Okay. Did you meet? Now, I'm asking personal questions, so don't take it. Did you all meet like a little bit older in your life, a little bit later on in your life? When did you all meet? Did you meet when you were younger, or did you meet later on in life? I think that's the better way to ask that question.
We crossed paths when we were younger.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we did when we were younger, but we didn't officially start dating until we got older, and we were both career driven, which is why we don't have children. And that's when we actually connected.
Okay. Let me ask you, I'm glad you walked right into a question that I was hoping to ask you now, or anyone. Do you think that your marriage going forward for 10 years towards 11 years may be built with more success because you're both older and have some experience behind you versus if you would have gotten married very young, like I got married very young? And not to make excuses, but sometimes when people get married young and they're not as mature, they make a lot of mistakes along the way. Do you think there could have been a difference if you had have gotten together when you were much younger versus where you are now? You think there's a difference there? Let me ask that question.
I definitely think yes, because now you're more mature, you're seasoned, you know what you want. The foolishness is out the window mostly. So you want to focus onto your marriage.
Oh yeah, I think it's the maturity level, and it's the experiences, because sometimes, you do find people who marry at a young age and they have successful marriages with, longevity. So it's just, to me, it's the experience. So if you don't have the maturity or the experience, then sometimes, regardless of the age, it just won't work.
Okay. Can you define what is Black love?
Well, to me, Black love is love, and to piggyback on what some of the others have said, for us, it's God first. If he is not the foundation, then what is the point? He has to be the foundation. And if he is the foundation and you can see how he loves you, then you can extend that love to someone else.
And you definitely want to make sure your marriage or your love is rooted. Rooted like a tree, that's going to be very important. And make sure nothing takes away from the bond that you have in your marriage.
Okay, as I move on to the next couple, I must ask this. Do you encounter, because people feel that Black people, we just don't get married. Black men, you're derelict, you're musty, you're dusty, you're crusty, you're not marrying the women. The Black women, you just want to be independent, hear me roar. I don't need a man. All these things are things that we've been inundated with over the years. Do you see other Black couples, whether they're married or not, but just together, how often do you run into other Black couples such as yourself? Well, you can be honest. If it's rare, it's rare. It's going to be different for everybody on the panel.
To be honest, I can say personally from my just family experiences, it was very rare. There were no examples. But since we've been in this YouTube community, we've met actually a lot of Black couples and who have marriages. And again, successful does not mean that the marriages come without problems. Like, everyone says we're not perfect. So,
and with that, she mentioned about, we've been connecting with a lot of married YouTube couples, couples that travel, and it kind of inspired us to create a series called Traveling Couple Series that we recently started 2 weeks ago. So Black love is out there.
Yes.
It's just that it's buried among all of the negative things that are going on within YouTube and everywhere. Black love is it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where I agree with you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to start shooting out these questions to everybody. So let me go. I'm going to move things a little bit quicker for the time and everything like that. But let me go over to Coco TV next, because I know they're out in the car right now. But Coco, I see you got the family and everything. You heard the questions I was asking.
Yes.
I want you to answer some of them questions. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
The hubby just went in Costco, but I certainly can answer that question for us. I want to say that, really to kind of piggyback on some of the things that the Catrins mentioned about our Black heritage. We can totally understand one thing that my husband and I both have in common. He mentioned that he's from the West Coast. I'm a Southern girl myself, but we both come from very humble beginnings. So we both understand the struggles that both our families had in raising us. So for that reason, it really helped us to be able to bond with one another stronger. In addition to God being absolutely first and foremost in our marriage, we've actually been together for 18 years and we've been married for 11 years.
Wow.
So,
that's fantastic.
We have two sons. We both are very career-driven people, and Black love is certainly love is love, first of all. So if you're not, you don't have Black love, you got any kind of love. Love is love. But at the end of the day, my husband and I, we certainly support one another. Communication is key. And we just really understand the struggle that we both have had. So it has made us want to fight harder for our kids to make sure that we are leaving them some type of generational wealth and just being able to leave them some type of legacy for us. In addition, lost my train of thought. We out here driving, just left Costco. But yeah, we support Black love. We love Black love, and we're in it. We're in it for the long haul.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to go over to me and I'm going to ask a juicy question later, because we got couples up here who have children, and a question I have to ask at some point in time: how do you find time to keep the relationship spicy and romantic when you also have kids? That's another challenge for some people. But let me go over to my frat brother and his wife, me and I. Brother, come on in right now. You've heard some of the things I've asked already, so you can just jump right on in and express whatever's on your mind as a married couple. And this is another thing. You've been married for 22 years. So you've got to give us some advice on how you get over the hard side of the mountain.
You want to go first?
You go, because I already know you have a lot to say.
See, to survive 22 years, you gotta have tough skin. You gotta compromise. You gotta give a little. Yeah. Like that's what me and me learned through the entire 22 years. Again, it took us 10 years, not a waste of time, but 10 years of non-productive time. And then the last years we running on full cylinders, but you got to give and take. You got to be willing to compromise. You got to have a sense of humor. You got to have a backbone. You got to have a foundation. A lot of people said the most common theme from Coco and your favorite couple and everyone else said God first. Of course. So that's a no-brainer. I mean, without God, you see what I'm wearing, a God first, because you literally put God first. So the thing says, does Black love exist? It's almost like it's a no-brainer, because if you believe in God, and God made man in his image, and if we believe that us as Black people, we was the first, so that makes God technically Black. since he made man his image.
Tell the truth.
Controversial.
The Commodores, come on now, somebody. If Commodore says God is love, or Jesus is love, so God is love, and God is black, so love is black. Black love has to exist if you believe in the spiritual.
Whoa, that's a deep statement, man.
Absolutely,
oh my God.
Black love is real.
Oh yeah,
you're looking at a whole bunch of black love. So there's no way black love. Now, poor representation of black love is out there.
Woo.
At its core exists. Like black love.
Tell the truth.
Essence is there. Like there's no way around it. If you meet somebody and you fall in love, that's black love. Now you may dilute it because you pay attention to what's going on in society and what's going on in social media and all these reality TV shows. But at its essence, black love exists. Black love is real. You just got to figure out how to maintain and manage it. It's almost like having power. Like you can have all the power in the world, but you don't know what to do with it. Like you can have black love, but what you gonna do with it? You gonna take this black love and cheat? You gonna take this black love and
I see what you're saying.
The value that you have with your wife, or appreciate your husband. Like you have all this opportunity, but you just waste it. So the question is, do you know what to do with black love once you get it? How do you maintain it? How do you manage it? And for us, it took us 10 years, like 10 years of wasted time that we did arguing, fighting, and cussing each other out and doing this and pointing fingers. And you didn't pay the bill, but meanwhile the lights is off. Like that got us nowhere. So once you realize there's nothing you can do,
trying to figure it out.
Like we literally haven't had an argument in a good 10 years.
There's nothing to argue.
There's nothing to argue about. Once you realize that you don't have to be right all the time, there's nothing to say. If she's right, she's right. If I'm right, I'm right. I don't have to have the last word. She don't have the last word. And once we got past that, we've been running on full cylinder for a good 15 years.
We've learned to be each other's peace, not our problem.
And this time we talk, don't let 3 sunsets go down without talking to your brother. So we don't let a sunset go by. We may be upset and we go to bed, but once we hit them sheets, it's always a common ground.
Like, excuse me.
It's always, and I won't get too graphic, but it's always a common ground that brings peace back. So we don't let a night. We met one night, by the next morning, we're gonna be at peace. So
and you should be at peace before you lay your head down to sleep, because you don't know if you're promised to wake up the next day. Now you're going to say to yourself, I wish I would have told her I loved her. I wish I would have done all these different things. Now, this is for all the ladies on the panel, and all the ladies can speak. All ladies can speak on this. I want to know, for the ladies on the panel, we'll go over to Caleb right now. Anybody can speak on this. I want to know from the ladies, when did you know that the man that you have next to you right now, that you're either married to or in a relationship with, committed, when did you know that he was the man for you? Let's go to Caleb right now.
Woo! Okay. Look, don't start looking to cry now. Okay. I knew when Marcus was for me whenever he came to me and he said, you're enough. He said that you are, because we were having an argument and he told me that, and I told him, he said, sorry. And I said, it's okay. And he said, no, it's not okay. He said to say, thank you for considering my feelings. And so he always takes my feelings into consideration. He's consistent. He opens my door, every door, car, restaurant, house. It doesn't matter. He doesn't let me touch it. He truly treats me like a queen, and I never felt that before. So
wow. Keeping up with the Griffins. Let me hear from your lovely wife, brother. When did you know that this man right next to you, you all are about to have a beautiful child, another beautiful child? When did you know that this man was it? He was, that God had sent him to you?
Well, I know for a fact because I pray to God for my husband.
So
that's number one. Number two is when he, I get sick, he take care of me, take care of the household. He never complains or anything like that. He would come home from work and do what he got to do and take care of the kids. And I just knew it.
Wow. Let's go on over to your favorite couple. Let me hear from your lovely wife. Let's hear now. When did you know? Now, you said that you've known each other since the time you were much younger before you ended up being together and getting married now. Let me ask you this question then. When you were much younger before you all got married and became a couple, did you see something in this brother, even when you were younger, but you guys didn't get together? Did you say, he has some potential, but I just ain't ready for him now because I'm working on the career. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. When we were younger, we were like kids, and he and his brother were trying to steal my little sister's bike. So we actually had a fight. So I saw nothing in him then.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, now. Okay. So you didn't see anything in him at that time. Now you said he was trying to steal a bike or something like that?
Yeah, they were trying to steal my sister's bike. That's what they did.
Well, wait a minute now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, who would have thought that she would end up marrying the man who robbed a bike from her sister? Unbelievable. Now, even though you know this man, you're married to this man today, and you know this man has stolen the bike from your sister, when did you later on down the line discover, even though he stole my sister's bike, he look good, I'm going to marry that man? Let us know right now, sister.
Well, as Christy just stated, I had prayed about, my future mate. And he showed up one day out of the blue. And when we first met each other as adults, I didn't realize that he was the same person until we started talking. But as we got to know each other, it's just something about his spirit and his character. And when I wasn't having a great day, and for those who really, really, really know me, it's hard for me to be vulnerable. So when I was like emotionally naked in front of him, he was okay with me being me. And he was there to comfort and to console. And when I was wrong, he had a way of telling me that I was wrong. Because that's my thing. If I'm wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. Don't keep saying yes and being my yes man. That's not what I need. So because I was able to be vulnerable with him, he still stood by my side. He still took care of me. He was there to support me financially and everything. I just knew that this was the person.
Let me bring in Brother Rod again, Point Blanks Travel. What do you think about the question so far that's being asked, brother?
Man, I communicate with all these couples, and I'm hearing some of the stuff I've heard and some of it I haven't. But, one thing that I've been taking notes, y'all. I know these people, and I want y'all to see this. I've been taking notes on everything they've been saying.
Gonna have a black book on y'all.
No, because you learn. Oh, I gotta change my.
Your screen's freezing. This is what I'm gonna do. Let me go over to the. Let me go over to. Okay.
Change the camera real quick.
All right. And I'll finish what you were saying, so I want to hear with Cooking with the Captions. I want to hear what they're saying, what they got to say on around this area. But go ahead, finish what you were saying, brother.
One thing that I've never done, and I think people, and I heard it twice in my note taking and trying to write fast. One thing I've never done is I've never prayed for my spouse or future mate. I've always just hoped they came along. After listening to these wonderful couples, and I'm gonna keep this short, after listening to these wonderful couples, I believe in surrounding myself with greatness. And when I say surround myself, I'm just as involved with them as they are with me. But man, I'm learning stuff today, y'all, that I've never asked them. I've never thought to ask them. And I'm in their live streams. I've interviewed most of the people here. And I think the only person I haven't interviewed is Keeping Up with the Griffins. I've interviewed everybody else on my channels. But man, y'all, this is Black excellence. Does Black love exist? Look at this damn panel. The answer's here. And this is only a small portion of what we get to see. We got all age ranges. I may be the oldest person here. I don't know. Well, no information, man. We're about the same age.
We're about the same age, brother. I believe so. I'll be 53 this upcoming November.
Black love exists. And I really want to just be quiet. I want to be quiet and just keep hearing from them Because I don't care what, if y'all, I say all the time in my life, if you ain't got no notebook or go back and watch this replay, you crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all, Black love exists. And I think Keith said it. Let me go back here real quick. Then it might be me and I. No, Anwar said it. Black love is real. And on my channel, I don't drop gems and nuggets. I drop boulders. But man, this damn, the Alliance is dropping boulders today. I'm just listening. Black love is real. We just don't know what to do with it. Right. And when I say we is me. I'm not talking about none of these people. I ain't talking about y'all. We don't know what to do with black love.
I think that my frat brother, me and I, he made a good point. A lot of times we have black love and we don't even know it. And it's like a flower in your hand. You hold it too tight, you can destroy it. You can make it wither. I think a lot of times some of us, because I know for a fact, when I look back on my life, that I said, man, I let one get away because of mistakes. So I think he made a very good point. But let me just ask this before I go to cooking with Ketron. To brother me and I, you have 22 years of marriage. Do you run into other couples out there, whether they married or not, but do you run into other black couples that are trying to do the best they can to maintain their relationships? Have you experienced that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. That's all we're associated with. And that's one of the things that we learned after year 5, that we only, not saying we don't talk to people that's not married, but we hang out, associate 90% of the time with other married couples. I mean, you married couple, we were married couple. When we first got married, we was 20, and then we moved to Atlanta, and Atlanta called Atlanta problems. And you out here and you see celebrities and beautiful women everywhere, and there's nightclubs everywhere, and all your homeboys young and y'all single, and y'all just want to hang out and be with them. And I realized I hang out with my brothers, and I'm like, I want to be what they doing. Like, well, I can't hang out with them. And you realize, dude, you married. You can't do what married people, what single people do. And so we only hang out, not associate, but we only hang out with most of the people that's on this live stream. We got other outside couples that's outside YouTube. But yeah, so I see a lot of couples just like us. They may not vlog, but yeah, there's a lot of couples that's all we associate with. I don't really hang out with single people
man. And that's foolproof, because once again, people think that black people that marriage is something that we don't do at all. And in fact, we do have black people that are married. That's one of the, when you look at history, that's one of the fundamental things that black people did coming out of slavery, when we were in slavery in plantations, when black people were enslaved by people that enslaved us. When we came into Reconstruction, one of the first things that black people did was to get married. Black people coming out of slavery into Reconstruction, into trying to make their way into this society, they recognized that marriage was very important. So much so, as we know the history, that black people weren't allowed at one point in time to get married. So we came up with our own ceremony. We know it as jumping the broom. That is very cultural to the experience that our ancestors had. That's something that we need to definitely keep in mind, that marriage has never been a long stranger to black people in general. Now, to cooking with Catron, I want to hear from your wife. I want to know, when did you know that your husband, and say him by name, was the man for you?
So I knew Donovan would be my husband, honestly, very early on. It was probably the second or third time we were together.
Wow.
And call it intuition, call it God, whatever. But it was like, I'm going to marry this man. Like, that's it. But it was easy to love him. It was easy to be with him. And I think as women, we think it's supposed to be hard. We're supposed to be chasing after these men and holding them down and doing this and doing that. But it should be pretty easy. Like, love is easy. It's not difficult. So, if you feel like you're trying too hard, then you probably are trying too hard, and you need to let it go. But yeah, I knew pretty early on that we would be married.
Wow. Wow. Let me go over to Coco TV. And when did you know that your husband when did you know that he was the man for you? Because, you know, we go in this society, we go through dating. You got dating apps. You can meet a lot of people and nothing works out. It can be bunkers. It can be bananas. It can be crazy. But how'd you know that your husband, and how long have you been married again?
We've been married 11 years. We've been together for 18 years.
18 years, married 11 of those years. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a video on my channel called How We Met, and we talked about this in detail. But I met my husband at a nightclub.
Wait a minute now.
People find that funny because I'm such a Southern girl, and my grandmother, when I told her, you know, I met this guy and I think he's gonna be my husband, and she was like, "You can't meet your husband in no nightclub." But I will say that, you know, I knew very early on because he just had such great values. I've always been attracted to like smart, nerdy type guys, and so when I met him and the conversation was just really deep and good. You know, after 2 or 3 dates, I just really knew he was the one for me. You know, he's just really my best friend. Has things always been perfect? No. We've gone through a lot together. I mean, heck, we basically have grown up together. So it's just been really good going through the ups and downs of life together, having kids and just figuring things out, buying a home and just everything, even starting this YouTube journey. So I will say that, you know, early on, I knew that he was the one for me. And I think, you know, back on that video, he says the same thing. So sounds like it was a good match. God knew.
Wow. Woo. Wow.
Hey, information man.
Incredible.
Information man. I have a hot and heated question for the couples.
Well, let me do this before you have a hot and heated question, my brother. I got to get over to me and I, because I need to hear his wife.
Oh, yeah.
We did not get a chance to hear how did she decide that this man of 22 years of marriage, that he was the right man for her. Now, sister, take the floor. Give us the juicy stuff.
So we met in 1995 at Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Did he have a high top fade?
What did you have? A low cut.
I had the Nas fade.
He had a low cut.
I had the Nas fade.
All right.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But this man was the first man to make me feel love. I want to say he was the first man that actually told me he loved me. He did everything that I did.
Real men up 20 points.
We joined organizations together. You know, even though back in college, you know, we didn't have money like that. So we took like little trips together. We hung out, whether it be like the little small walks at the local dams and stuff like that. Like we literally, like how we are right now, when I think about it, we were like 20 years ago. We actually do every single thing together. And when he told me he loved me, I really felt like that real true love in my heart. So I don't know when I thought that he would be my husband, because my grandma told me, she said, don't you be with that man. My grandma told me back in the day, but I truly believe that I believe it was connection since we met in college back in 1995.
Wow.
And I showed her, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't show me much.
I showed her life is bigger than Alabama.
Life
is bigger than Leroy, Mobile, Alabama.
No, you
know what I mean?
Let me do this, folks. Let me thank Raw B Privilege for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
I'm not going to play the super chat music until near the end of the show, because we just need to keep this thing moving. We have a lot of people on here and I just want to keep things moving. I want to thank a lady 747 for giving me a super chat. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the super chat.
I want to thank Empress Queen Goddess gave me a super chat earlier today. Keith Weston gave me a super chat earlier. I appreciate all the support everyone's giving me. Raw B Privilege as well. I put her message up here. But a lady 747 says this: beautiful show with beautiful spirit. Thank you for the positive information show. You are a good one. I appreciate you, sister. And Raw B Privilege, she sent me a super chat as well. I just want to acknowledge some of the folks because I haven't been able to shout too many people out in the chat room. Shout out to all the couples. There is nothing like black love. Information man always showing out. That's from Raw B Privilege. Raw,
thank you for the super chat.
Check out her channel. Everybody in the chat room, I see you in there. I just want to keep the show moving because I have a lot more questions to ask them before we end this today. And I want to be good with the time, but I think everybody out there, I see you all in there. Lady 747, Underrated Darkness. I know you tried to contact me earlier on IG, brother. I was preparing for the show, but I will be in contact with you. I appreciate you being here always, brother. The Honorable Angelique Nordstrom is doing a great job as a moderator in the chat room. Everybody's doing a great job. 78 is in the house here. Back to the basics. Everybody, Keith Weston, Bonnie Rose, Official Jamma is in the house. Empress Queen, everybody. Evolving with Ita is here. I appreciate you. Natural. Appreciate everybody. We've got 12 L's. Everybody that's in there, thank you very much. Can't do this without your support. And you can make this program do even better by sharing it out so other people see this video and are able to get to their channels. I will put a description of everyone's channels in this video. Continue to drop links for their channels, and those that are modded up on the panel, I think I've modded up most of all of you. You can continue dropping your links if you choose to do so. Let me stop right there. Brother Rod said he had a juicy question for everybody. I was going to get some juicy questions like, how do you keep, the love game, the sex game going when you got kids and things crying in the house and all that, children crying? How you get it in? Okay, man, go ahead, Rod. Go ahead. That's the question I was going to ask. How you get it in? But go ahead.
I don't think my question is that juicy. I'm glad I'm not asking that one. They're not going to get on to me after this. But I do want to start by saying what y'all are saying today is not only black love, it's black excellence. And the Alliance is going to continue to move forward on YouTube. But my question is, you've heard all this positivity, and we know black love, any relationship, any marriage is ups and downs. How do y'all as couples deal with adversity in your relationship? How do you deal with adversity? We heard about how did you know he was the one, or how did you know she was the one, but how do you deal with adversity in your relationships?
Anybody can answer. Anybody. We'll go in order. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's go with Kaylani Mar.
So for
Kayla Mar, I'm sorry, Kayla Mar.
No, you're good. Fine. But for us, one, we communicate about everything, and two, we don't entertain a bunch of BS. We don't entertain a bunch of outside opinions. Whatever's going on in this household, whatever's going on in this relationship is between us. We keep everybody else's opinions out. That's their opinion. Okay, that's cool.
Wow. Who else want to touch on that question? Let's go over to the couple here. Cooking with Catron. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I would say same for us. You make sure that what's happening within your relationship is your business and your situation to work through. You make sure that you put God first, and when stuff gets really, really bad, you dig in deep to your faith to make sure that you can work through it and communicate. That's the biggest thing. Let's talk this thing out. And in the event that we ever get to a point that we can't, let's get somebody that can help us talk this stuff out.
Yeah, like they usually say at the weddings, stop telling people your business. So you have to, you can't talk about people talking about your business if you're the one telling them.
Hold on, I gotta get my notebook.
Right. Let's hear from your favorite couple. Come on with it.
Number one, you guys are one. So if you're one, you got to move as one. So that communication has to be tight. That bond has to be one. Remove all distractions. Social media don't need to know everything. Stop posting your business. So it got to be each other. What happens behind those four walls of your home has to stay there.
Yeah, like we say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. No, what happens in this relationship stays.
Tell the truth.
You don't need other people's opinions when you're trying to work things out. So keep it between you and God.
All right. Keeping up with the Griffins?
It's one thing about adversity. Adversity is going to come at you at all different angles. Mm-hmm. And especially with us being a young couple, adversity is going to come all different angles. The one thing about it is whatever type of adversity you face, you have to go through it together. It's not I'm going through this or she's going through this. We go through it together. And when we come to a point where we need to find a solution against it, it just comes out to not going to outside sources, mm-hmm. asking for opinions. I'm not going to go to my friend and say, mm-hmm. I'm dealing with this. What should I do? Or she's not going to go to her friend and say, we're going through this as a couple. I don't know what to do. It's always an in-house thing. So it's one of those things where no matter what it is, you have to handle it in-house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me go over to Coco TV.
Okay. Well, we definitely are riding and listening in. And since I've been doing most of the talking, I decided to let True TV answer this one.
So she'll put me on the spot, of course. Anybody that knows me and knows this channel, I am the introvert, but I'm also a no filter person at the same time too. Mm-hmm. So usually I take adversity head on. I'm gonna sweep it under the rug. I go head on with it. I'll find out what the hell you got a problem with. Excuse my French here, but we are a unit. We are a group. If Coco cut you off, I cut you off. So that's how it goes. We're like I said, we're a unit. I support her. We've like she said, we're best friends, man. I trust her. I respect her. I respect her opinion. Unfortunately, YouTube is a large platform, and adversity is waiting in the bushes, waiting around the corner to pounce on you. So we know it's there. And it's difficult sometimes to humble yourself and be the person you should be and react accordingly. But like I said before, I'm cut differently a little bit. I come from a different era, and but at the same time, you got to make sure that you, like some of the people on this panel already said, if you stay in your area, in your little niche or niche, how you want to pronounce it, and and don't spread your business out too much, and you shouldn't deal with too much adversity, but it's coming, unfortunately. So mm-hmm. I go to him, man. I'm sorry, man, but that's what it is, though.
Right.
May not be the right thing to do, but at the same time, that's just who I am. So.
And he's kind of speaking on YouTube adversity. I know you were asking about adversity in our marriage, and we have faced adversity. I mean, to anybody who says they hadn't, they just hadn't worked through anything. But in facing adversity in our marriage, we talk about it. We are both vocal people, so like he faces any type of adversity, we face it head on and just mm-hmm. really talk through it and really finding ways. I know that there was one time in our marriage where communication wasn't always great because we do come from two different sides of the world, and our communication styles were different. But we've certainly gotten to a place in our marriage where we can talk through things, and like Anwar said earlier, not letting the sun go down and being mad at one another, just being able to talk through it. And I think once you learn how to communicate in a marriage, you can get through anything, because any type of adversity that comes up, you guys can work that out together and figure out what that one looks like and walk away peacefully.
So I hear the crickets a little bit. So
I think something happened to our mic.
Can you guys hear us?
No, I think Information Man is muted.
I muted myself. I'm sorry. I muted myself. I didn't. Me and I, did you answer this current question? Because I have another good question for you, all of you.
Me, you want to answer me?
No, you go ahead.
Free me. Go ahead, me.
No, go ahead. I was.
Well, we see. Yeah, I'm trying to give a chance to talk, but we handle.
Really?
We handle adversity by just. We handle adversity by just manning up. Like you got to have a solid foundation. Like any weakness, cracks can cause your whole kingdom to fall. And again, it took us a few years to get this solid foundation, but like this, like we like John Gotti, Teflon Don. There's nothing that we've been through or that can come our way short of death that we can't handle. We've been through it all, from evictions, from repossessions, from guys trying to holler at me, trying to take her, from chicks trying to come at me, trying to pull me, from family members trying to come in, brothers, mothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, like whatever it is in life that you can go through, we've been through, and we still here and we still strong. That's because the foundation is set. Like there's nothing that we can't talk about, figure out, that we can't overcome, no matter what it is. I've been laid off and she had to hold it down. She's been laid off, I had to hold it down. So like adversity is nothing. Like it's how you deal with it. How can you overcome? What are you going to do about it? If your lights get shut off, either you're going to pay it or you're going to buy good candles. Like there's nothing else to talk about. What are we going to argue, discuss about? It's off. So either we're going to figure out how we're going to turn it back on, or we can go to Dollar Tree, we're going to buy the best scented candles that there is to buy. So adversity is like, there's nothing, like it's all about the foundation. And the foundation comes from
being strong,
how you started.
And keeping everything within your home.
And keeping everything.
We had to learn that the hard way.
The hard way. We use that people to put on social media is complicated. Like what is complicated for y'all already married?
At times, like, sometimes you can say too much. And of course, people are going to wait. Like people that don't want to see you in a specific place.
Because people want to see y'all fail.
They're going to wait.
The Coco T, the 10 years, the 11 years. Like people are waiting for you. They waiting for that post to say, I'm single, free to mingle. They waiting for you to recite a Beyonce song to the left or a City Girl song that let everyone know that it's over with. Like they waiting for it. We don't give you the opportunity. You're going to grab your popcorn. You're going to have a good show and watch how we glow up on y'all. But we're not going to give y'all the opportunity to give y'all the satisfaction and say, see, I knew it. 22 years, the 23rd year. That I knew it was going to happen. 23 years. Like, no, you're going to wait 80 years. It's going to be my funeral. You be like, God, dog it. It's finally over. And even then, I'm going to glow up from the funeral. So
it's the same. It's the same thing on the YouTube streets. People are looking for people to fail. People pocket watch you if you're getting a super chat or you're getting support from people that enjoy your channel. We have the same thing. I don't know why we do this to each other. Why can't we just support one another? Because if you're successful, then I know that I can be successful because you might have a blueprint that's working. Why don't we all help work and help each other? Let me ask another question. Let me give you a more juicier, funner question now. This is what I want to say, everybody, right here, if I take center stage for just a moment. I've been on some panels on YouTube where we talk about, I think it's very important for children, for our black children, to see black love as they grow up and not to see less dysfunction, even though you're going to have problems in the family sometimes. But I think our children, daughters and girls, I think daughters understand what a good man is by the father that they have, that they were raised by. In some cases, we know that there's all sort of issues in families that some people are raised without the mother, without the father in their life, and they're raised by their mother primarily, or vice versa. These things happen. But I think it's very important for black children in general to see black love, meaning they need to see their mothers and fathers kissing each other, holding each other, being romantic with one another. Our foundation of family, our children need to see this. So I would say to you all on the panel, how do you feel about the idea that when you go out into the community, I'm not talking about, you getting into acts of sex, but I'm just saying affection, romanticness. How important do you think that is for the community to see black men and black women showing love for each other? Because you have children watching, and this is where they get their cues as to how we should be functional with each other instead of dysfunctional. And for those of you who have children on this panel, That is most important for your kids to see. And I remember being told I've been told by family members that when a man is married to a woman and vice versa, even if you have an argument and disagreement, never let your children see the argument. If you're going to have that argument, just don't let the kids see it, right? Do it privately. That's what the old timers will tell you. I'm going to stop right there. Let's go over to K. Lamar and let them jump on that. How important is that for people to see that public display of affection?
We think it's very important. It's something that we're, open with. And when we go everywhere, we're holding hands, and just because we want to, but, it's nice for people to see too. But we've actually got stopped in grocery stores before, and people have told us, like, y'all are powerful. And
Thank you.
I don't know if it's just because, we're holding hands or what it is. Are we looking at each other, gazing in each other's eye? I don't know, but we've gotten stopped in grocery stores all the time. People telling us that we're powerful just for us being us.
Do you think that it's because people, and I hate to ask this question, but it's just one of those things we have to ask. Is there a perception that black men and black women don't show each other love and affection? We often see the daytime shows and all the nonsense that goes on in social media where you have black women and black men fighting each other and you a B and you a N. Is it that some people have just not seen it, and when they see it, it's like, whoa? What are your thoughts? And anybody can touch on. I'm going to ask everybody the same question, but go right ahead.
Yeah, I think that is the case. I mean, we have those negative stereotypes that are perpetuated in media, whether it's on the radio, whether it's on television, or whether it's on YouTube. The negative thing is what people want to see. So when they see the opposite of that, they just don't know how to take it.
Yeah, and I think too, because where we live at, you see a lot of the mixed couples. You don't see the black couples that often.
Yeah.
You just see the mixed couples mostly. So we're rare in where we live.
So the question that I asked, do you believe it's a very important question?
Yes.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's, and I'm not saying just do it just because you're putting on a show, but I think it's very fundamental, because there was a time in this country where people didn't show public display of affection. That was more of like you do that at home behind closed doors, but we've kind of changed the society. But I think it is fundamental. It is very important because we need to see, I feel psychologically, it would be good. I work in I work as a therapist. I think psychologically it's good for our soul to do that with the person that we love and to display that out and about in a very elegant way, of course. Let's go over to Keeping Up with the Griffins. What are your thoughts about this question that I've asked?
Okay. I think it's very important to have, affection towards one another, because we have twins and they watch us. And I feel like we are doing a good job with that, because our daughter, she is clingy towards her dad. Mm-hmm. And our son is clingy towards me. And, every now and then they'll come and say, oh, Mom, Dad, I love you, blah, 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 blah. And, when it's time for them to get older and, get married, they can reciprocate those same things.
Right, exactly. So it's almost kind of like a learned action. They see us do it. They see us just randomly walk around the house, say, Chrissy, I love you. Giving each other hugs. They have came up to us randomly out the blue. Yeah. We can be watching TV and they can be in their rooms doing their own thing. They'll just walk in and say, Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. And to hear them say that, it's almost like we, as a married couple, we're setting the tone for them so they can know what marriage is like, even though they're 10 years old. I mean, you're never too young to start embedding that into their brains as far as what they need to be looking for in the future. And I think we're doing a good thing of setting a statement and making an example for them. And that's something we don't take for granted.
Yeah.
Now we got JC Don Truth says that there are more toxic relationships than good ones, I think, but I hope I'm wrong. Well, I would say to you, we don't know everybody's relationships. You don't know everybody in the world. So that's sort of a general statement that you're making. because we got to keep that in mind. When relationships go bad, that is what is projected to the world and to all of us. So we are culturally conditioned only to respond to what is happening negatively versus positively. Are there negative relationships that are happening? Yes. But how often do we see the positive? We have many couples, like the beautiful couples on this panel today, that are on YouTube that many of you don't even know about. I bet you a lot of the people that have been following me are not that familiar with these channels, with these couples up here right now. See what I'm saying? So you just never know who's out there until you discover or run across people and you see how they function. Are there dysfunctions? Yes. Are there positives? Yes, there are. They're out there. It's just that I think Les Brown said this: negatives have 10 to 20 times more impact on you than positives. You can remember things that happened to you when you were a little kid more than you do the positives. You remember when you were a kid and you got scolded by your parents or something and how painful it was or something of that nature. So just keep that in mind. It's all relative to your experiences. Let's go over to your favorite couple and get their thoughts on this question about your public display of affection and how, and even though you don't have children, let me say this, even though you say you don't have children, I still think it's important that display between a man and a woman, such as yourself, I think, elegant display of affection, I think it is very healthy for Black children and people in the community to see that. What are your thoughts?
I definitely think it's very important. And that's one thing we display in our mission statement in our marriage. We want to make sure our marriage be a display of God's love. So
God's love
100%. So I still open the door for my wife.
Tell the
and
truth.
That's something I've been doing for day one. It didn't start overnight. So I still hold hands whenever we travel. So you'll see me kissing her on the forehead. So I think all of that stuff is definitely important because people are watching.
Yes.
Yes, and we want to show people basically what to expect. And so just like the comment that was made about there being more toxic relationships than healthy ones, we want to show them that healthy relationships do exist. And we have been approached by people who have commented on just our interactions alone. We weren't holding hands, we weren't kissing, we weren't doing any of that. We were just respectfully engaging in conversation. And they were like, oh, you guys must be newlyweds because you are talking and laughing and smiling, and we love it. We haven't seen that before. So you just never know who's watching and how impactful it could be on someone else's life. So yes, it is very important.
Thank you very much. Let's go over to Coco TV and get your thoughts, because I know you guys are out there and about in the car.
Yeah, I just got back in. What was the question? Sorry.
Very simple. It's a very simple question. I get right to the point here.
Okay.
You are a married couple. Of course, you have children, sons. What is your thoughts about the importance of Black people displaying a public affection and love, not only in the household so that your children can see healthy relationship between you as a mother and your husband as the father, as well as what it does in the community? Because, as people say, there's lots of toxic relationships, especially between Black people. It's not all roses and peaches and, but then again, there are Black people that are doing the damn thing that are showing great examples. What are your thoughts about that? Because I personally think it is important for people to see those examples.
Oh, yes. I think it's very important for society to see that, because they may not look at us as if we can be one powerful unit together. And I personally think it's important for my kids to see us interact as a family unit. So, I think Black love is just amazing. And yeah, it's just very important to showcase that. And I personally, my parents were not married, so seeing it's my duty to make sure that my family unit stays together and that my boys are able to see a successful marriage go hand in hand. I was primarily raised by my grandparents, and they were together. My grandmother's still living, my grandfather has died, but that was certainly a powerful unit that made me want to go out and make sure that I had a husband and able to show my kids what a powerful couple looks like. And so we are just in it to win it here.
Right. Let me put up Peggy Rosser said, and I totally disagree with her completely. She says, sorry, I have no faith in black relationships. My opinion that went away during my grandparents' time who had high respect for marriage. Now, I agree that marriage may have been at a higher level in those earlier days because, once again, as I said earlier, when black people came out of slavery into Reconstruction, of course, we had Jim Crow in this country. We had a lot of horrible things that took place. Black people were marrying at high numbers and had value in marriage. I don't think that the idea of being in a relationship and marriage, I don't think that it does not have value anymore. I think it's people who disvalue it, Peggy. It is people, as my frat brother said, me and I said, that we all can find love or someone that we love. It's what we do with that love, what we do with that person that we with. Are we going to honor them? Are we going to respect them? Are we going to go out and cheat? Are we going to do all these ratchet types of behaviors to destroy potential love? So I think the institution of marriage and the institution of becoming a couple and raising a family, and get that out of the chat room, folks, immediately. I don't know why YouTube allows that bot to run around like it does. But thank you, mods, for getting it out of here. I still think it has value because it's up to individuals to bring value to it. And I think you all represent that. And if your kids grow up seeing this, quite obviously your daughter, your sons, everybody on this panel, your kids are going to grow up taking some value from what they were raised seeing. I know for a fact, and I don't want to be on a hiatus here, but I used to work with kids who had emotional disturbance, who came out of abusive family structures, drugs, you name it. They were dysfunctional. You know what is the number one thing that they kept saying? I wish I never got love. I wish someone just gave me love. These kids were dysfunctional because they did not see a loving environment or had loving parents. It was dysfunction. So those kids grew up, as I saw them go through the system, matriculate to the system as they got older, those kids continued to be dysfunctional themselves because they were getting dysfunctions every time the social workers, for whatever reason, sent them back to their parents, and their parents kept doing the same thing over again. So I disagree. This is learned behavior. Some of this is learned behavior in our dysfunctional ways. Let me go over to Cooking with the Ketrons and see their opinions about this subject matter. Go right ahead, and thank you for your patience as well. Let me give you a clap.
Okay, so I'll start, guys. So I grew up in a single parent home, and when I think about public displays of affection through married couples, that type thing, for me, watching my aunt and uncle and other people that I regularly would see in the community, as well as television, that's kind of how I learned. And in my mind, I started to formulate, what a power couple looks like. What a couple who loves each other looks like. So I think it's excessively important for the communities that we live in and the communities that we touch as content creators to, showcase a loving couple. And then when we think about our son, Infoman, we do have a 4-year-old. His name is Grayson. It's definitely great for him to see that balance and for him to see what, a great working and home relationship looks like. And it's great for both of us to be there because things that I'm very stern about, mom, maybe not so much. Like, okay, babe, maybe it's not that big a deal and we talk through it, or vice versa. And for him to be able to see, okay, they really love each other. Let me nestle up with them. And that starts to develop his sense of what love is. And we can see him, loving us the way that we love each other and the way that we love him. Every morning before we walk out, we have to tell the dog, have a great day and we love him. And we cannot leave. He'll throw a fit if we walk out without telling mom, you have a great day and we love you. We're here if you need us.
And he'll be like, I want to cuddle too and
absolutely.
lay down and watch a movie or whatever.
That's fantastic. Let me just say this because I know people, I do agree with love to travel with Wave. She said, Peggy, you don't have to apologize. We all have a right to our opinion. That's how we all can learn. Yes, I don't have a problem with anyone having a difference of opinion, just like I gave my opinion. I think that black love let me just say this, and I want all the couples to tell me if you disagree with me or not. See, because this is all about learning, just like she said. Do you believe, this goes for everybody, that marriage is what you make of it? So it's what you put into it. What you put into it is what you get out of it. So when you all were dating, we know how it works. Men, come on, guys. We go out of our way to court women. We're going to open the door for them. We're going to put on our best cologne. We're going to serenade them. We're going to take them out. We want to impress them, right? And then some would say that once you get that person, man or woman, you get them, then people stop doing the things that they did to attract them and keep their attention. I would say that even if you're married and you're together, still, gentlemen, still date your wife. Still treat her as if you're still trying to court her. That's my little advice. You know, I hear older heads saying these sort of things. You know, don't let the spark go out of the relationship. And that's the question that's on the table. How do you keep? And that's going to be the question after me and I answer that question. The first question, which is public display of affection, my brother and sister.
Absolutely.
How do you see that? And then after that, we're going to go into the other question that I had about how you keep the relationship sparked. Go ahead.
It is super important. Like to this day, like we have a 20-year-old and a 24-year-old. Like that's what we want them to see. We want them to see that this is how, because they're talking to the people and dating. I want them to see how their father treats me. So that way they'll know, okay, this is the kind of man that you would want to have. And we examine, we question, like I get tagged, like I do all that. Like I'm a true investigator when it comes to people or guys that I want to see my daughters with or whatever. And I'm sure like we're pretty much the same way. So public affection, like people like kind of like I think it was YFC said, when they're out, people just come up to us like they love seeing it. I never know what we're doing. I guess it's maybe like us laughing and talking and joking.
I mean, we got the car. First thing we're doing, holding hands, whether it be in Walmart, Target, any store we go to, we walk in.
We get called auntie and uncle.
We the auntie and uncle now, thanks to the Griffins. But we still wear matching clothes. Like we go outside, we wear. Like we our own best friend. Like I noticed that a lot of times the men that my daughter dates are images of me.
They really are.
But that's because we set that foundation that I want her to date somebody that's gonna hold her down. Like if your man can't do for you what I could do for you, then you don't need him. So I see that even the guy she's dating now, shout out to Shaq,
very similar,
but similar to me with that, and that's because the foundation has been set, not of what a real man is, because I mean that's a matter of opinion, but she see how I treat her, and she wants to be treated the same. So yeah, public affection, but not just even public affection. Like love starts at home. So even with us, like I try to show her, like before we got on this live, before we go on any live stream, we do a video. We normally just have a quietness. We don't get on YouTube. We was watching something on Netflix, and I would just land on her thigh. And sometimes when she be laying down, she just roll over, just lay on me just because. So, I mean, you can't go outside and just show this public affection when you don't do it at home amongst each other. So it starts at home. Like literally, me and me would just lay on each other. I can't sleep at night if our feet don't touch. It's probably too private, but if our feet don't touch, then I can't sleep good at night. When she's not with me, I don't sleep good at night. So if we didn't have that type of dynamic relationship at home, you can't expect to have that outside. Right. And if you do outside, it doesn't come across as genuine, because it's not genuine when it's just y'all two. So start it at home, move it outside, but be the representation that you want everyone else to be. Like people look at us as goals, and I want to be this, and y'all be doing. We was in Vegas, and some guy spilled a drink down her shirt. Yeah. And he was trying to clean it up. Like, hey, I got this. I cleaned it up off of her. But he was with this girl, and we started talking. She's like, I want y'all, can y'all be our marriage counselor? Can y'all give us advice? And then I'm like, wow. So people really do it. And you say this before I close, like, you never know who's watching. Oh, yeah. Kids, friends, other channels, neighbors, like people's always watching, and they see you. So if they see you doing something outside the norm, then they gonna think, okay, so it's okay to do this, or I knew this ain't real. Like the sister who said that they don't think she don't think black love is real. She has the right to her opinion, but that's because she hasn't seen any examples. She hasn't been around the right people. Put yourself around a community of people that's doing the right thing. You're gonna have all the examples. Like I don't know any bad examples. One, because I don't put myself. If I know that your favorite couple is a cheater, abuser, blah blah blah, I want to associate, and it'd be vice versa. I wouldn't hang around me or the catcher or vice versa. If they know I'm foul, I disrespect my wife, I beat my kids like that, still sharpens steel. So I don't know any other example because I only put myself around positive examples.
I can say the same thing to you, Fred, because all of my fraternity brothers and everybody that I know that you know that we know on Facebook, and I've got tons of fraternity brothers that are on Facebook that are always, you know what I always see, Fred, and you probably notice this all the time. Every time I turn around on Facebook, and shout out to the brothers of Alpha out there right now, 06 to you all. Every time I turn around on Facebook, somebody is celebrating an anniversary. Somebody has a post where they're saying happy marriage anniversary, whatever it may be, all the time. I got a Fred brother out there in Atlanta by the name of Gary White right now. Just celebrated his anniversary. His wife, they all went to HBCU colleges. All of his daughters have graduated from Spelman, the whole 9 yard, all these different schools. He's a professor. He's going to be on this show very soon. So I have lots of people in my organization. Most of the brothers that I know that are around my age, a lot of them, and even younger, they are married. And they're black men and they're with black women and they're doing the damn thing. Now, we know that every relationship has its ups and downs. But the point of the matter is we do have black people who are trying and are involved in black love. Like my friend brother said, we all can have the love in our hands, but it's what you do with it. So let me stop right there, come back over here. And this is the next question as we move forward, because I don't want to keep you all day. I know everyone has lives to live. How do you keep the relationship going? When you first, let me go over to Kay Lamar first, put them on the screen. Now, brother, when you met her, you probably did all the things you had to do to get her attention. You know what I mean? You had the right swagger going for you. You talked to her a certain way. You was checking her out. You was doing everything you could to say, man, I got to know that woman. She gonna have to be mine. Okay, we do all that stuff. We go through all those rituals. But then what the hell do we do with it when we have them and we've been together for a period of time? How can we maintain the spark in the energy that we had in the beginning? This is for everybody. Go right ahead.
So for us, we still do it, but now it's more personal. Because in the beginning, I was just assuming what she would like. But now I know what she likes. So whenever I do those things, I absolutely go for what I know she likes, what I know she loves. And she does the same thing. I mean, she surprises me with things that only matter to me. She couldn't have done that in the beginning, but she does that now because she knows me. She knows me better than anybody else. Sometimes I think she knows me better than me. But y'all continue to date, and the gifts and the affection that you show to each other just gets deeper and more meaningful.
Yeah, he'll come sometimes from just the store randomly getting some bread, and he'll bring me my favorite candy just because. And we just do things like that, like you said. And so we met online on a dating app called Bumble. So it was a little different for us in the beginning, but then we moved in with each other 30 days after that, after we met. But it's been a journey, and we've just learned to take each other for who we are.
Wow. Now, this is interesting because I don't know if anybody else has met that's on this panel met on a dating app, but that seems to be sort of the normal thing now that people are meeting on dating apps. That's another way. People have had bad experiences on dating apps, whether good or bad. But there's some people that say that the odds are against you because you met on a dating app. But how long? Remind everybody, how long have you been together so far?
We've been together for 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Can you? I don't want to be getting too personal here, but
We're good.
Where you've had rough spots in your relationship. What's going on, Sir Hell Speak Network? Man, I should have him up here too with me moderating, because he has that type of channel where he gets into relationship talks and talks to couples and deal with this sort of material. How do you get past the rough patches in the relationship where you see them? I'm going to tell you, because this is the mistakes I made when I was married. And this, I think, is a mistake that a lot of men make, especially when we're younger. We too often fail and take for granted the good woman that we have because we let the little things that we think ain't no big deal to us, but it's a big deal to the woman or to the woman that we're with. And we let those big things start to build up like laundry. Now, when we fall apart and we have an argument, now we're upset because the woman that we're with is throwing all this stuff on us like laundry. My argument to that is that anytime you have a bump along the way, address it immediately so that you don't build up this laundry list of problems. Now, when things explode, you throw a laundry list on her, she throws a laundry list on you, and now you can't overcome the negatives in your relationship because you've been holding on all this stuff. My advice from a man who's made these mistakes, which I wish if I could get married again, these are mistakes that I would never make again if I was to get married again, is that you got to be less patient, stop arguing over the goofy things, do the little things until they don't become the big things, and communication has to be open. I know I went a long way about saying this, but I come back to you again. What are your thoughts about that? And this is going to go for everybody that's on the panel as we wind down the show. Go right ahead again.
So I 100% agree with that. I'm very, very tuned into her moods and the way she responds to things. If I sense anything is off with her mood, I don't care what's going on. We stopping it and we're going to talk about it. And sometimes she may not even know why she's not in a good mood. But by the end of that conversation, she knows why. I know why. And I, first of all, want to find out, what did I do? Did I do something? Mm-hmm. If that's not the case. Okay, what's going on outside? Did something at work happen? Because I don't want you carrying that around because it's going to affect you in a negative way somehow, somewhere. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to come up with a solution. And then we move forward. And we will not bring it up in the future as ammunition to say, oh, remember 2 months ago when you said, nah, that's not fair. I forgave you for it. If you upset me, I forgave you for what you did. So it's done. It's a done deal. It's dead. We don't bring it back up.
Okay. This is what I'm going to do because my man, Sir Hale, has just super chatted me. Let me just hit this real quick. Just a little taste of this, folks.
Tell them run it on. I wake up.
Thank you for the super chat.
I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm nigga great. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, send the pay.
All right, thank you for the super chat. Everybody that super chat today, Sir Hale Speaks Network. Make sure you check out his channel. He'll be back over here for a second interview. I've got Black Men Unfiltered that'll be coming on with us as well. Just wanted to give him a little bit of love and everything like that. Let's get back to our couples. And Kay Lamar, thank you for what you've had to say here, what you've had to put down. Let's go over to Coco TV because I know she's out there and about and get her opinions around how do you keep it going? Because you have a rare situation, my sister. You are, of course, married. You have children. So how do you keep things spicy? Because I'm pretty sure when he was courting you, he was doing what he had to do, man. He was spreading them wings like a peacock saying, I got to get this woman.
Exactly. And I'm going to let him answer for himself. But I will say for me, we're always flirting with one another, going out on dates. We have a date night. At least once every week we try to go do something together, and running bath water, getting his favorite things, he gets my favorite things, The just because, like, we don't wait till Christmas, Mother's Day, Easter, and Valentine's Day to show one another love. It's 365 love for us every day. And he truly is my best friend. So I think, like, with best friends, you know, you talk about everything, you do everything together. Am I frozen?
No, you still. Oh, you froze right there. You froze for a moment. Yeah, a little bit of static.
So yeah, we do everything. It's Black Love 365 for us. And even taking on this YouTube journey. Like, I know
there's some Coco TV. There's some technical problems, my sister. So this is what I'm gonna do, because I definitely want to hear.
I think I'm back now.
Okay.
Am I back?
No, it's.
Sorry, driving through these Alabama trees.
Right. Let me do this. I'm going to go to another couple and come back to you, because I definitely want to hear what your husband has to say. But I think there's just some problems because of the connection. Like you said, you're going through the Alabama trees. Let's go. If you don't mind, I'll just go over we'll come back to you. Well, wait a minute. Are you? Okay. Let's go over to your favorite. Well, okay. I'll put you back on here. I'll put you back up. It's just that I can see you're moving kind of robotic now because of the connection, you see. See, it's kind of.
Okay, yeah, just
okay.
Come back
There you go. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I don't know what all you guys heard, but I will say it really is 365 of love. Like, it's not just every holiday. It's date nights. It's just showing one another that affection and really that power of friendship. If you're not friends with your mate, then it's going to be really tough to have a relationship. And communication is just key for us. I mean, some days we just sit out on our back deck and listen to music and just sip some glass of wine and talk about each other's days. And I know that there was a time in our marriage where we both were struggling in our careers, not really struggling, more so just trying to work our way up the corporate ladder. And we both had each other to lean on during that time. And even before my phone broke up, I was going to say, starting this journey of Coco TTV has been tough for me and challenging for me, because it's, for one, it's something that I thought I would never do. But because I'm doing it, I am loving it. It's a hobby for me. But
yes.
There would be no Coco TTV if it wasn't for my husband and my sons, who truly support me along this journey. So, but if you want to hear a male perspective, I'll let him say.
Okay. Bring it right on over to your husband. Let's hear what he has to say. I know he's driving and everything, so be careful there. Go right ahead, brother.
So I'm gonna be looking straight ahead while I talk. But she answered. She took a lot of my thunder. So one thing is be an active listener. Obviously, I'm listening through this whole panel discussion. A lot of takeaways I've taken. I mean, chivalry is not dead. I know you open the doors. I mean, if your wife come home with the groceries, you get the bags, that kind of stuff. Like, you stop what you're doing and you just show her that you appreciate her. It's not all about love. Love is part of it. It's about respect also, right? So respect the person and you show them their respect. One thing I can't, like I said, she stole a lot of my thunder. It's hard, it's difficult to buy for my wife during the holidays, Mother's Days, birthdays, because we do it all the time. We do it just because all the time. We're not just being cliches just to say it, but it's about, if you respect that person, that person have your earnest, interest, the best interest in heart, and you reciprocate that thing. You want to let them know you appreciate them just as much as they appreciate you. So
yes,
it's kind of hard for me to come back what she said already, but we flirt. I ain't gonna lie to you. Everybody will say the same thing about their wife. They do, but my wife is beautiful, so I have every reason to flirt with my wife. But even if it don't take it to the next level, that's not the intent. It's just to have fun and be flirtatious and let them know that they're appreciated and that they're attractive, they're beautiful. We're not the same people we met 18 years ago, but in my heart, we're still the same people. You know what I'm saying? So we don't look the same, but we still appreciate each other as the first day we ever met. So that's where I come from.
Okay.
I mean,
fantastic, my brother. I like everything that you had to say. Let me give you a clap there. Fantastic. Let me do this. I believe that Black Man Unfiltered has just sent me a $2 super chat, which I really appreciate. This brother here, he's another brother along with Sir Hale Speaks Network that I really have a lot of respect for. He will be on this channel very soon. He's been nothing but respectful and hospitable to me on his platform. He's another brother along with Sir Hale who has these sort of conversations where he brings men and women together, and he has really, really poignant conversations. He also has a barbershop night on Fridays where brothers get on the panel, and it's barbershop. It's all holds bar. Great channel. He will be with us very soon. Let me put my man, Real Aaron Collins, up here as well, who came in, gave me a $10 super chat. Really appreciate him. Been knowing him for a long time here on these YouTube streets. As we get close to conclusion, let's go over to the your favorite couple and get your thoughts about what I'm saying. How do you all keep your relationship going through all the ups and downs? How you keep it fresh? You knew him when he was much younger, but you weren't interested in that time, as you said earlier. But when you all got older in life, or you got some maturity, let me say better, you ended up coming together and becoming a couple and getting married. Now, all the things that you did, brother, to capture this woman's attention, and same to you, my sister. What are you doing to maintain the relationship? Because we do a lot of stuff. We put our feathers out like peacocks to catch people, and then we all of a sudden now our feathers disappear. Go right ahead.
And actually, you just continue to do what you did to get her, pretty much. And the good thing about it is it gets better because now you know her more. So, and understanding that love is not a competition. Sometimes we, get in a relationship and think it's a competition. You both, I make more money than you, so on and so on. But you got to just continue to pay close attention to those details. Understand her triggers. Understand when she, her boiling points. Understand when she's not herself, and making sure that she's back to where she's at.
Yeah, and I would agree. I know, like when we first started dating, and if you know me, I'm blunt, I'm honest. I told him, don't start anything that you can't finish. So during the dating process, don't send your representative. I want to know you, because whatever you start out doing, I'm going to expect you to continue to do. And so he did. He continued to do what he was doing. I continued to do what I was doing. And that's what still works, because we continue to do so. And just, he would go to the store. He'll come back he always says, I have a surprise for you. I'm in education. The school year started. He brought me a first day of school pack, new shoes, new this, new all of that to help make my first day of school a lot easier, So it's just little things like that. So whatever you did to get him or her, just continue to do it.
Keep that spark. Just keep it going. Keep it blazing.
I appreciate that. Wow. Let me read this by Peace, Love, and Joy. She gave me a $50 super chat. Wow. Thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate that, my sister. And I'm going to do the super chat music and everything near the end because I just got to keep things moving. She says, absolutely amazing discussion, information, man, and chat. As a widower, this gives me much hope of a great relationship in the future. Blessings to all of the couples on the panel. Let me give you a clap. That is a beautiful statement that she just left, ladies and gentlemen. And look, we need this type of, I would say we need to have, I'm going to bring you all back for more shows like this, because we need to have balance on YouTube in terms of we need to see the other side, because everybody wants to focus on the negative side, but there are some positive sides. And I thank you for the super chat. Everything that you said was on point, my sister. And I thank you too, your favorite couple, because you've been fantastic on the panel today. Let's go over to keeping up with the Griffins. I don't know, did I come to you? No, I didn't come to you all yet. So go right ahead. You understand the question that I've asked. People have said it. What are your point of views?
I think when it comes to keeping the spark and keeping it up, it could be easy or it could be hard. It just depends on how you make it out to be. When we first started dating, we started dating young. She was 17, I was 19.
Oh, wow.
We've been together for 15 years, been married for 12 of those 15 years. And it got easier. And then once we had the twins, it got a little harder. So in my mind, all before, it was easy to keep that spark. Before children, it was easy to find time and to make things happen. The hard part comes after you have kids. You have to find creative ways to make time and keep the spark going. For us, it's just as simple as going to a park, letting the kids play. We sit down at the table, we talk or eat or do whatever we got to do while they're playing. We go on family walks, and sometimes they ride their bikes ahead of us and we just walk, just hold hands and just walk. I think being married, you have to find a way to keep the spark. You have to be creative with it sometimes. And I think that's one of the things that we've mastered as far as trying to keep the spark and not let it die down. You just have to find creative ways to do that. And it does get harder. But at the same time, it's easier because you know that person. So being that you know the person, when it gets harder, you're able to adapt a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, because you're a young couple, and this goes for everybody. And this is the question that we don't need to shy away from. But I think sex in relationship, marriage is very important as well. It's a very important aspect to still have intimacy. How do you, not to be in your business, but how are you able to manage that? Because you're now growing a large family, which I'm going to tell you, brother, by the way, both of you are going to reap the benefits from when these children become adults. You're going to reap the benefits. I'm telling you. How do you find time to keep obviously, you have a new baby on the way, but I'm saying just going forward, how have you found time to keep the intimacy? Because let's just be honest, we know that sex and intimacy is something that's important to men as well as women. It's not just men, it's important to women too. Especially when you really love a person and you want their affection. Go right ahead.
Okay. For one, we keep them on a strict bedtime. So when it's their bedtime, it's their bedtime. We keep them on a strict bedtime.
Right.
Other than that, it's just a matter of, taking advantage of time.
Right.
If I'm at work, she's off work, I got to find time. I got to make time.
Right.
Either I'll take a day off, knowing that she's already off. I'll take a day off. We'll spend that quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Another factor that we have that works in our favor is that both of our parents are willing and able to take on the twins or keep them for a few days if we need them. So we're very thankful for that we live maybe like an hour and a half away from both of our parents. So if we need them, they're there. There's one thing we don't neglect is that time together. If we have to find time, we just make ends meet and we just make it happen. So you just got to get creative with it. It's just like keeping that spark. You got to get creative with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get creative with it, and you got to take advantage of that time.
Right. I remember the comedian Arian Spears. He said that when he was growing up, he knew when his mother and father were having sex because his father was really heavy into jazz. So every time he heard Louis Armstrong, it was one of his routines. Every time he heard Louis Armstrong playing out of his father's and mother's room, I say tomato and you say tomato, he knew they was hitting it. But anyway, side note there. Man, who else I didn't ask? Did I ask you cooking with K-Tron? I'm gonna make sure that they get a little taste of this question, and then we'll come to me and I. Go ahead. I don't know. Yeah, you didn't have a chance to touch on this issue. Go ahead.
So for me, I say keep the spark by having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So just making sure that you guys are having a good time. And one of the things that we did early in our relationship is we figured out what was important to us and what we actually enjoyed. And for us early on, that was traveling, taking trips, seeing places that we never saw, eating foods that we never ate before, that type thing. So for us, besides flirting and those small things, they do add up. So if your partner's favorite candy, or if you're getting yourself something from the store, you've been together long enough, that they like.
Better not come home without something for them.
And they probably want either the same exact thing as you, or exactly what they want. So just making sure that you maintain yourself and you maintain things for them and you know where your happy place is, and you always find ways to get back to that happy place. If it is traveling, a quick trip, that type thing. I'll turn it over to you for whatever I might be missing, all the second stuff.
I think you pretty much said exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, just find that thing, even if it's just one thing that you do together that makes you happy and kind of brings you back to that place where you were at when you first started. I think that's the biggest thing, is just trying to find what you like to do together and make time to do that. Because we make time for everything else, we got to make time for each other.
And throwing them makeup too, because ladies, they like to get jazzy makeup done, hair done, dress on.
Right. Cool. Well, this is what I'm going to do. After everyone finishes this set of questions, I'm only going to ask one more question to all the couples as we're going to get ready to end the show. We will have a part 2 because there's a lot more questions to ask. So we'll set up a part 2 later on down the line to bring you all back for part 2. So let me do this, because I'm going to go over to Coco TV and see, because they're out and about, see if things are working. And let's go back over to you. Now, you've heard some of the things that the other couples have said, so you can touch on any of those areas that you want to, including your husband, what have you. Now, you got kids too. I don't know how you're getting it in with all those kids, but anyway, let's go ahead and hear your thoughts.
Well, they are in the back seat, so I can't.
Yeah. We're going to be PG-13. We're going to be PG. Yeah.
But I will say, you certainly got to make time for that, and we do. Our kids are a little bit older now. Our oldest son is 15, and our youngest son is going on 10. So, but I will say we have actually repurposed our basement. We got a bedroom down in our basement that we turned into like this to a nice suite. We're still working on it. We call it like the like a getaway type of thing. So it's downstairs from the rest of the house. So we certainly have us some fun down there. But
yeah.
But yeah.
I say tomato, you say tomato.
I know, you just gotta keep that. And like my husband said earlier, we flirt with one another, and we take it beyond just that, often. So you gotta make time for that, because I think that that's important in a relationship. I will tell y'all the other night on I don't know if y'all saw the virtual pop-up shop, but we had an after hours session. We had a bedroom candy consultant in the building. And,
is that right?
She pulled out some stuff for the couples. And
okay, now.
People don't want to talk about it, but we grown. We sexy, we having a good time. So,
wow.
Nothing wrong with it. But, that and the dating and just showing one another that love. And I mean, hey, you keep it sexy with one another. You ain't got to worry about nobody else.
Right.
Good.
Right. Wow. I appreciate everything.
Yeah, hey, like Beyonce was saying with Jay-Z in the back of the limo. I mean, that's what we do, man. We keep it hot.
You got to keep it hot. I mean, I think that's the way to go. Nothing wrong with that. We're all adults, Let me do this. Let me go over, because I'm going to ask one more round of questions, and then I'm going to end the show, because you guys have been hospitable to me in the audience to be able to hang this long. And I know you have lives and you're busy, but we're going to do a part 2. Matter of fact, and Rod, we're going to work. I would love to get everybody back, try to get everybody back and do this on a regular basis, if not once a month, maybe 2 times a month, some kind of way, a regular rotation. I would love to continue, because this is going to also help people to get to know your channels and to further continue getting people over to your channel, subscribing, checking out your content. But also, this is premium content, because we need to have, and I employ everybody to do this with their channel. We need to have more of these type of conversations. It's intelligent. Nobody's arguing with each other. Everyone is on point. This is setting a standard here. Let's go over to me and I, and let us know how do y'all work it? You have children that are adult age, so you don't have to worry about them creeping in on y'all when you're doing the damn thing, because they're probably out there saying they're doing their own thing as young adults. They're trying to get out there and have a good time in life, meet people. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got time to worry about what mom and dad is doing in their bedroom. But how do you get it in to keep things sparked in the relationship? How do you go about treating this beautiful woman here as if you just met her, as if you guys are dating again? Go ahead, my brother.
Well, yeah, we definitely take, again, we travel. People may not know us for traveling, but people who've known us for years know that we had no problem getting away. We may not be, on the biggest cruise ships, or we may not be into Aruba or fly to, Dubai, but we have no problem driving here, flying here, going there, just get away for a weekend. But before I get to that, shout out to Coco T. She got a boom boom room here.
Right.
Boom boom room.
That's a good name for it.
That's a goal. See, that's
got a boom boom room.
See, that's something. And so, me and me, to answer your question, like, we have no problem. I know my kids will listen, but we have older
me and me. Sorry, me and me. Go ahead.
Sometimes older kids is worse than younger kids because they know sometimes what's popping. They know when that door closed, they hit that lock. You gotta turn that lock silently so they won't know what's going on. We turn on the radio, we turn on the TV. So like they know something, but I don't want them to hear I want to hear the boom, 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 boom. But we know this is fun. Like we have no problem. We have no problem. Like, it's funny. We keep if I don't make her laugh, she don't make me laugh. That's something a problem. So it's always laughing. Outside of sex, and what turn us on is making money. If we're not making money, trying to come up with ways, even if it's a year or two down the line, that's where we keep our things popping. We try to come up with ways to better us in the future. And when it comes to that time or that part, we don't deny each other. When she want it, she get it. When I want it, I get it. I work from home. She work from home. I work right here in the living room.
Sometimes it's lunch break.
She work in the bedroom. Sometimes
when I want it, I get it. When she want it, I get it.
It be a 5-minute break. Sometimes I be on hold. Sometimes I'm gonna clap it.
When I want it, I get it. When she want it, she get it.
Sometimes she be on break, laying down because she work in the room. Sometimes she be laid off in the bed on a 15-minute break, and I walk past the bedroom. And it's clap cheeks time. So, and then go back on the phone and she go back on the phone. So it's always a constant. We keep it going. We try. It may be all day. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying just whenever it happens, it just
whenever we're feeling it happens.
And yeah, so that's it. But shout out to the boom boom room.
Right, okay. I need to see the boom boom.
But we also
I love it.
And also lastly, we never afraid to stop learning.
Oh yeah.
And growing. Even though we've been married for 22 years, it's every day I'm finding out something new. I'm finding out something exciting. Yes. I'm finding out something that I can do differently. I'm finding out something that can make her, make her happy and do something different. So we always willing to grow. I look at relationships
small acts,
like the Catrins, how they handle their relationship. They always about business. I look at your favorite couple and how they always mix fun with spirituality. We learn from the Griffins how the whole family straight know how to look at. So we from Kayla Mar and how they just young. They send us a video. I won't talk about the video because what happens on text message stays on text message.
Right.
But they send on a video. I'm saying go.
Right.
We learn something from everything, and we take pieces. And like I said, people who know us, there's nothing wrong with being a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. And so we take bits and pieces, and we should try to build on it for the future. But
because everybody's here is very different, but so alike, and that's why we love. That's why we love everybody on the panel. Yep.
But find a way to keep the energy going. Bang, however y'all got started. But you gotta figure out the kiss, hold hands, clap cheeks, do whatever you gotta do to make it.
The hashtag is clap cheeks.
Clap cheeks. You gotta clap cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
You
ain't gonna live that one down.
You got time to make love, but sometimes you gotta clap cheeks and go about your business.
Make it real quick.
Well, there's nothing with clapping the cheeks. You're in a relationship, you're loving each other. Nothing wrong with that because you want to keep the relationship nice and flowing and exciting long term. There's a lot. I think there's a lot that people learn from the things that you all are saying today. This is fantastic. Now let me ask a very more formal. Well, this is important. I think for the brothers on the panel, definitely this will resonate with you as well as the sister. But let's just keep it real here. And I think Brother Rod will be able to relate to what I'm saying because he talks about financial stuff. And you can, Brother Rod, if you want to take off from here, I want to talk about the issue of preparing your family and setting things up in as if you're no longer here, because this has been a problem within the Black community where the husband passes away and or the wife, there's no life insurance policies that have been put in place. This is particularly for those that are married on the panel. There's no life insurance policies, and now your family could potentially be left in a bad situation. And this is an area that we tend to, as Black people in general, I'm generalizing here, of course, this is an area that we sometimes have not done the best diligence in. I know for me, I have life insurance policy for my daughter. I've made sure that I've taken care of any of those things in my untimely death. And I'm not saying that anybody on the panel here that is married in particular hasn't done this. Maybe you are planning to do it. Maybe you're in the process. But I think it's very important that we get our affairs in order. We see celebrities, the James Browns of the world, people who pass away who we think had a lot of money, and then things went awry. Chad Boseman, believe it or not, as popular as Chad Boseman was becoming, that brother never really tapped into his full financial potential. He had about $4 million, which he was worth. His wife got the money, and what she did, she split that money with his mother and father. There was no drama with them. But then in other cases, you have cases where people pass away and there's a lot of drama. There's the whole question about a living will, that you should have a living will possibly so that people who you did not intend for to get anything that you left for your family to get their hands on a red cent because they weren't really rocking with you when you were alive. So living wills are important because they can't be contested. I'm gonna leave it there and say to Brother Rod, Brother Point Blank Travel, respectfully, as I want the couples to speak on this as we start to end the show. Man, is there anything you want to add to this? Because I know you touch on financial issues on your channel.
You brought up a great point, information, man, and I do have a closeout statement I want to say later.
Okay.
But man, talking about, I do have a channel, Points Blank Finance. And I'm going to say two things when it comes to African Americans, and we put our families in certain predicaments because we live for today, or we didn't. Notice I said did not, past tense, have the knowledge of what's out there today. Now with Google and YouTube and everything else that's out there, without having to go to college and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, we can learn about term life insurance, perm life insurance. We can learn about we talk about generational wealth, but one thing I can say about everybody on this panel with the Alliance, we all have each other's personal number. And if I don't know something, if they call me and ask me, if I don't know something, I'll reach out to some connections I have and ask them. But yes, man, we need not just us, not just the Alliance, but everybody in this chat, everybody that watched the replay, everybody that's tuned in information, man. We need to make sure that our families, what happens when there's a funeral? GoFundMe. Mm-hmm. I hope we got enough. I hope grandma, grandpa, daddy, brother, cousin, sister, whoever has some money put away. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, we got to go broke trying to pay for this funeral. But if we start, one of the things that, and we is me, I'm going to speak for myself. I didn't want to think about my mother and my father dying. I don't want to think about my children dying. I don't want to think about my brother dying. I don't want to fathom the thought. But ladies and gentlemen, it's a reality. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. We're all going to leave the planet Earth.
Yes.
So why, instead of saying, I don't want to think about it like Rod did, I don't want to think about it, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to hear about it, why not prepare for it? Why not prepare for the inevitable? So when it does happen, you don't want to hear about it today, but guess what's going to happen later on? You ain't going to want to hear about it later on, but you damn sure ain't going to want to pay for it later on.
Yes.
So,
I know it's probably a bad way for me to end the show like this, but I would be not doing my due diligence as a host to not ask a very important question, especially for the couples that are married and planning to get married that haven't gotten married yet, especially if you have children. You want to leave. I know men in particular, we often brag and talk about we want a legacy. Well, that is part of your legacy, what you leave your children, what you leave your wife, what you leave your family, if in your untimely demise, or no, untimely death, because demise means something happened to you bad. I don't want anything to happen to anybody on this panel, but it is a reality, because when I was married, both my wife and I at the time, we both opened up policies and we designated the money towards our child. And then even at in my job, in my profession, I also have another separate policy from my job, because I do work in a sort of a dangerous environment, because I do deal with guys in the prison system as a therapist. So there's all these sort of things that I have in place. And I think these are things that we as men, and I'm saying men, because a lot of times we as men say that we're supposed to be the head of household, we're the leaders and all this. Well, what a leader does is he protects his family and he prepares things in case he is no longer there. And I just think it's better to be prepared now than to be sorry later. And we've seen horror stories where husbands have passed and finances are all in a disarray. And I say that if you have children in particular, I do not want to leave this earth and leave my child, in particular, my child or wife, in a bad state and circumstances if I can't help it. Go ahead, Brother Rod. I'm sorry to cut into what you were saying.
You hit the nail on the head. You just made me think about a couple other things. Yes, men are the head of the household. Brothers, we're the head of the household. But I also challenge all the sisters out there, learn about this financial literacy, because even if you're left X amount of dollars or X amount of property, when that day comes, you may be maintaining, you may be going on for 20, 25, 30 more years, and you need to be educated as well, man. And right now, it is all about, we had excuses. I was born in 69. We had excuses. We no longer have excuses of why we don't have, or we may not have the perfect job or the most profitable job or the most profitable career. But in the industry I work in, I've seen people that make $2,000 a month have a bank account that will blow your mind. But then I've seen people like me that may make six figures and your bank account got four figures in it. That don't make sense.
Or or you're running around wearing Nike shoes and all the latest gear. You got grown men that got a whole closet full of shoes that they're showing you, rare shoes. And then when they pass away, they have set up no financial benefits for their children. And them shoes, well, if they're rare shoes, if they're lucky, they might be able to get a couple of bucks for some of them rare shoes, but it ain't enough for the long-term haul. I'm just saying in general here, but let me, I know this is a very difficult question. I don't mean to bring up a very sour type question here, but we got to be honest with, as grown people, this is a legitimate question. Now, right now, your favorite couple, you're both married. It's a difficult thing. I don't want to be in people's business, but have you thought about setting up something, or if you do have something set up?
Yes. One of the most difficult things to do is to grieve, try to plan a funeral, and then have to determine, am I going to eat or am I going to put my loved one away properly?
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
having to go through this at a younger age is what motivated me personally to increase my financial literacy knowledge. So yes, we have life insurance policies, we have living wills. We know who's going to get what in case of our untimely, deaths. We also, and I encourage everyone to also know the laws of your particular states, because here we know that even though you may have a will, to get it executed, you still have to go to probate court. So we even have funds set aside so that they don't even have to worry about paying for that. So again, yes, it is very, very, very important. And, I heard about inheritances and all of this from people who didn't look like me when I went to college. And I'm like, why don't we have things like that? Why didn't I get an inheritance? Why don't we have these funds set up for the generations to come? So I do encourage everyone, if you don't have these things set up, please do so that we can establish generational wealth to increase generational opportunity.
I want to say this as being black love, we have to take more responsibility and stop being irresponsible and stop being lazy. There's so much knowledge out there from Google University. You got Google State College.
Tell the truth.
A lot of information out there. There's no excuses. From credit to wills to traveling. There's so much that you should know and get to know. So to create generational wealth, you got to help create generation opportunities.
Yes, I agree with that. Let me go over to
information. Before you go to the next person, I just want to piggyback on what your favorite couple just said, man. And he hit me up today. He put a 15-second video out today on IG just to kind of motivate me. Man, generational wealth, generational opportunities. I don't drop gems or nuggets, ladies and gentlemen, but I do want to say this one thing. Before anybody else lead this live stream, I want to look good while I'm here. Information Man talked about Nikes and clothes and all that. I want to look good while I'm here. But here comes a boulder, ladies and gentlemen. I don't drop gems and nuggets. I drop boulders. I want to look good while I'm here, but I want to look better when I'm gone. Because I want my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids.
Tell the truth.
Still talking about me 50, 60 years from now. I'm sorry, Information. I just had to get that out.
Well, let me just say this. Empress Queen dropped me another super chat. She says, keep dropping these gems. Appreciate you. I want to say I appreciate everybody that's coming to the chat room. We got a new person to the channel. We got Quags Unlocked. We've got the farmer that's come in the house. We got red lipstick vibes is someone that I know from not only Sir Hell Speak, but Black Men Unfiltered channel. She is fantastic. She has a channel, so check her out. Thank you, my sister, for coming over and giving support today. But let me go over to Kaylani. I'm getting tongue tied here. Kay Lamar. I guess because I'm tired. But go right ahead, Kay Lamar. You are a young couple. I hope that this question, doesn't step on anybody's toes. But what are your thoughts about the question that I threw out there as we end the show?
So we also take that very serious. I'm actually very close with my dad, who's thankfully still with me. He and I just had a conversation last month about upping my life insurance. I've got 2 policies. And as a matter of fact, out of multiple conversations we've had together, she has just purchased a policy as well on top of the policy she currently has with her employer. So we're very aware of it. We definitely understand how important it is because I can tell you I've seen a lot of people who do pass unexpectedly and then watch the families just struggle and unfortunately do a GoFundMe. And and that's a sad thing. It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. I really appreciate that. And once again, I want to say again, we will do another show. I have to have you guys back. I'm gonna have to talk to Brother Rod and see how we can try to make this a regular regular shows that we can bring all of you together and continue this discussion because it has so many other multi layers that we haven't even gotten to yet. Okay, let's go over to this lovely couple right here, cooking with the Ketrons. I'm tired today. I'm starting to lose my composure here or my mind. We've been on for a while, but I've really been appreciating you two being here a lot. And I don't think I'm familiar with your channel, but I'm now going to be familiar with it now because Rod has brought you on board today. So I will be subscribing to your channel as well and giving you support as much as I can. this question, I don't hope it's not stepping on any toes, but where are you at on this question?
Yeah, so for us, we both do have life insurance policies. I say one thing that I note for us, a lot of the things that we have established already were before we actually had our son. So I think that right now is the time for us to actually take a deep dive on what his future looks like and making sure that he is included in a lot of this stuff and not just us personally or our parents. So I think that for us, that's the next step. And for everybody else out there, that's a thing to think about as you have life circumstances that happen, as well as financially for us as well. Our finances have grown year over year. So just taking a deep dive on that as well and what it actually takes to maintain our lifestyle after one of us passes away. So I think that we do have, those things set in place, but it's time for a deep dive just to see, okay, what does it actually take to live without Miss Stacy or to live without Donovan, and what does that look like for our son Grayson as well?
And we're also looking into we're going heavy on canceling debt, being debt free. I think that's a big thing as well in the Black community, because that debt just gets passed down. And we are really focused on trying to be debt free so that we can actually build wealth. Because you might have 10,000 in the bank, but if you owe 200,000, it kind of doesn't matter. So that's another big thing for us too, as well as becoming debt free.
Okay, let me do a little shout out here. We got Flat Out KC says, "It is me. It's me. It is. Is it me, or is the fact that these beautiful couples are showing themselves that is absolutely dynamic and powerful?" That's a great statement. Okay, I want to clap there. I want to shout out the micro farmer, love the information man that's been giving here. Information has been given here tonight. Thank you, brother. He's new to the channel. He has a channel that I think he just got his 1,000, I think, or subs. So make sure y'all check out the micro farmer. This brother's dynamic. He has beautiful children. He's a beautiful family man himself. And check him out. And everybody in the chat room, I always say this. You can write people's names down and go to their channels and subscribe to them and just let them know where you met them at or what have you. I don't care, drop the link. Oh, this is another couple. You know what? I should have had the Black Sheep Family Autism YouTube channel. I should have had them on here today. So we'll probably add them to our guest list the next time we do this. But this is a dynamic couple, a beautiful couple here. They have a family. Of course, obviously. And she says, not just that, but learning the differences in life insurance, very much important. The differences, there's term life, right? There's one you don't want, and there's one that you want. This is very important. Let's go to Bryant Legacy Building. He says he's enjoying the live. Thank you for being here. So let's go over to Keeping Up with the Griffins. All right. So once again, you're one of our young couples up here. Your family is growing. The question of life insurance, or is that something that you've put in place or something that you're going to build on? Not to step on any toes. What are your thoughts about that?
That's something I had put in place back when I got my first real job, just coming out of college. I think I was maybe like 22. I've had it set in place for a while based on the fact that that's something my parents talked to me about. My dad talked to me about the importance of that, and I'm so thankful and grateful to him for that, for just filling me in on that, because that's something that not a lot of fathers talk about. That's just something that's overlooked, so to speak. And I'm just so thankful that he's taught me the importance of that, and I've had it set in place for a while. And now, of course, it's time to revisit it, being that we have a new one on the way in less than 3 weeks. So it's time to revisit a few things and, make sure the plans that I have set in place are solidified.
Wow. See, folks, we have Black folks out here, Black men and women that are in relationships, they're married, and they know what they're doing. This brother, keeping up with the Griffin, he just said that he learned this from his own father. He learned this from his own family. See, this is why it's important. Like I said, we said earlier, we want our children to see black love. We want our children to see financial responsibility. This is how we learn this. We learn it in one way or another. This is important. Let me go over to Coco TV. Obviously, you're married. You have a family as well, sons. I know it's a sticky question to ask, but we got to ask these kind of questions in terms of putting things in place for your family in case of untimely passing. We don't want that to happen to anybody. What is your perspective on that? Have you put things in place, or are you still working on it? Go right ahead.
So we spoke the narrative several times today about friendship and being best friends. So that is a very important reason why that whole security thing is important to us. So yes, we are actively and not just seeking. We have things in place for us, making sure our kids are set. And my wife has said, if I go first before she goes, you know how that goes, but never know how that works. Make sure I don't want my wife to struggle or my kids to not have, because we came from nothing. I want to make sure they have something. So that's very important to us. Speaking of what Stacey Catherine said, is we're always seeking for ways to increase our profits or increase our income and reduce our debts. It's very important, because the more and more ride from PB Travel, you want to be able to walk into an establishment, a financial institution, and just sign your name. Your credit is important. So by reducing your debt and improving your income,
yes,
that's something we look for all the time. Whether it's investments, whatever it is, improving our careers for the next step, just not being stagnant or complacent where we are. It's all about rising and making sure we can't. Everybody in here know we can't take none of this with us. Whether it's a Rolex watch, some Gucci shoes, or a Mercedes-Benz car, when it's your time, you gotta leave all that behind. So leave behind for the people that love you. Do you want them to struggle, pay that debt that you left behind for them, or be or have that generational opportunities that we didn't have? So we're definitely that's an everyday thought in our lives. I should say that.
Right. I would say, because people are saying, well, what does this got to do with black love? No, it is part of black love. You got to have some finances and stability in your timely leaving this earth, as a combination that's mixed in with your affection. Because at the end of the day, you can do all the kissy, lovey stuff and holding, touching. That's all a part of black love and relationships. But come on now, finances and proper finances and building something together, finances is a part of that black love as well. Let's not deny that. I'm not saying be a gold digger. I'm not saying that money can solve some of your financial problems, some problems. But of course, money can sometimes not make everyone happy, but it can also solve some of those financial problems. But I believe finances are a component of what we call black love. You have to have it, especially if you got kids and you're married. I mean, the fact that you're married, that in itself is a financial benefit. When you do your taxes, when you have a house and you can audit off all the items in your house, all these things are important in black love, especially when you're married and you're in a committed situation of that nature. Coco TV, I want to say this because we're going to be in it. I'm going to go over to I'm going to go to them in just a moment. I want to say to you, thank you for coming on board. I'm so glad that you did not miss it. I was afraid that you were going to end up missing this, because you and your husband have added a lot of value to the conversation today.
Thank you.
And I want to say again, everybody, share the video. We've got a lot of people have come and gone, but we've had a lot of people that came through here today. And I want people to share this video in your social media, because more and more people need to see this as an example. And there are many more couples. You're not. See, this is what someone's going to say. I know that someone's going to leave a comment on this video and say, oh, that's just one little small group of black people that you put on the panel. No, I know for a fact in my years living that there's a lot more black couples just like you all that are out there, because I know some of them. They're out there in different states, different parts of this country. It's just that we gravitate towards negative. So if someone has a YouTube channel and all they talk about is black men and black women fighting each other and and in this and a be that and a garbage bag this, we're going to automatically think that if that's the only thing that we're hearing, that's the narrative for everybody. Do we have negative things going on in some of our communities? Yes, we do. Do we have some positives? Yes, we do. But sometimes we fail to accentuate and prop up those positives while we're still trying to work on those negatives. Would you agree or disagree with that? I don't know how people feel about that.
Oh, yeah, we agree. And I want to point blank travel.
Move your phone closer, because I think you're cutting out the microphone again.
We made it home. We're in the yard now. But
okay, wonderful.
I want to thank everybody for allowing us to be here on the panel tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly a great conversation. This conversation could go many ways, but I'm glad to be a part of the conversation and here representing for Black love, because it does wholeheartedly exist. And I love being a role model, if you may, to any up and coming couple or out there. So I'm glad to be able to use my voice, and that's what this inspires me to continue to do on Coco TTV. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Now, for everybody that I modded up that's on the panel, make sure before you leave that you drop your links. Then I'm going to go back and look at this video when we end this video, so that I can begin making sure that I embed everybody's links and name of their channel in the description of this video, so that more people, because I already know that more people are going to watch this video that were here today. I just know how my channel works. I get more views going forward than I do in the beginning, and it starts to pick up steam. And I want those folks to be able to find your channel by looking in that description box and saying, oh, let me click on this, let me click on that. So make sure that everybody who's in the chat room who's saying, hey, I want to subscribe to some of their channels, keep this in mind. I want y'all, the mods, drop those links. Those that are modded up, you can drop your links as much as you like. And then I will put the description in the video of all their channels. So for those of you who come back later on and watch this on the replay, you can click and check out their channels. Let me go over to me and I, and 22 years of marriage. Got to give you a clap for that again. Now, if you got 22 years of marriage, Frat, don't sit up here and tell me that you ain't set nothing up. You ain't got no life insurance policy or nothing like that, because you know what we say in Alpha, we can't have any backsliding. We can't have any back steps. Got to move forward in 7 steps. So please, brother, I know you got a policy. Somebody got a policy out 22 years here.
Now, we've been married 22 years. I wish we had 22 years of savings.
Right.
But we don't. But we do have good life insurance. No, I got the max on it. I got the max.
And I tripled it.
But yeah, we both got life insurance on us, the family, the kids, whatever. What we don't have is the will. So when Keith said the will, I definitely want to holler at her about setting up that. And that's something I think someone said that, let's not talk about enough, because now we live in a GoFundMe era, and that's not how we really want to go out. So I do want to talk to someone about the will, not policy, but we do have good life insurance policies on each other,
not the will.
But not the wills like that. And that's, to be completely transparent, that's one of my biggest fears. I think maybe Shelby knows, but like Keith kind of said something like this, but grieving and struggling don't go together. And that's my biggest fear. If I die right now, she gonna cry for me and got to figure out how to make this stuff work and figure stuff out, how to pay this. So that's why, like, those who know me know I don't go to sleep sometime 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I got to be up again sometime at 5, 6 o'clock to work out, and 7 o'clock to be at work. I work from home. That's one of my biggest fears. Like, I go hard, come up with ideas to make money, and the things that we got coming up that we're working on, like the books and our own maybe brand, because I want to leave something for the kids for myself. I think we just talked to Rod the other day about I don't just worry about me and meeting the kids. I worry about me meeting the kids, Sheldon, and everyone else, like all the people that's on the team, make sure they good. Like there's no reason why the catering shouldn't be in every Target and Walmart. So like I stress because I want to make sure everybody's good, help out everybody. So I'm on, they on, we on. So like, and that's probably why I got so much gray hair, because I worry about stress.
Well, keep this in mind, my brother.
But I definitely want to make sure that she's in a good predicament, because I definitely don't want her to struggle.
Right. Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, if I may say, and Rod, you can tell me if I'm wrong, or anybody on the panel who has experience, I think the living will is a will that cannot be contested. So that means you can't have any musty, dusty family members that didn't give a damn about you, or somebody that came out of the blue and you're like, wait a minute, this person they can't contest the will. So that's why they say the living will is even stronger, because you don't have to worry about any funny business happening. So that's something that you might want to look into. But brother, you said a statement earlier that, hey, well, we were married for 22 years. I wish I had 22 years of savings or whatever. Brother, join the crowd. A lot of us are in that same predicament. We're living in America. Expenses are expensive. Life is expensive. I mean, the living and paying your mortgage, your rent, your car, everything we're doing is becoming more and more expensive. And we're living at a time when we're not able to save as much money as even our mothers and fathers before us, who made even less money than us. That's what's crazy about that. Amen. So that's nothing to be ashamed of, because we all are kind of in that same boat. Like for myself, I make a pretty good salary, the kind of work I do, but my expenses and overhead is higher. Plus I live in California, and you all know it's expensive as all get up out here. So I don't care if I don't have fancy Nike shoes or anything, because I know that the majority of my money that benefits my child and that she's well taken care of, that's all that matters. I cannot wake up tomorrow and know that if I'm gone, my child's going to be taken care of. See, so the Nike shoes and all the fancy stuff don't mean nothing, because see, you can't take that nowhere with you. Okay. So, look, everybody, thank you for giving me these 3 hours and 10 minutes that we've been on. We're going to do this again, maybe in another month or that from now. I'll talk to Brother Rod. It depends on your time. It depends on your time. This is the time that I go on Sundays, as everybody knows, around the evening time, 2:15 or 2:30 Western time, which is 4 or 5 in the East or Central time. So we'll do this again in a couple of months from now, or whenever you all are ready to do it again, because I think we didn't scratch other areas that I wanted to bring up. There's so much more that we didn't touch. So I have to ask you all, are you willing to try to make this a regular program where we can get together like this, have these honest conversations? I want to, next time when we do this, I want to have you all come up with questions that you want to ask each other. I want to mix it up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. And at the same time, we'll continue to promote your channels heavily. How does everybody feel about that? Trying to make this a regular thing that we can do every couple of months or once a month, whatever works in your schedule.
I'm curious to hear what everybody got to say.
I don't want to put everybody on spot, because y'all might want to, because I might end the show and y'all might want to go talk to Rod and say, Rod, don't you ever invite us to that man's show, that Negro show again, brother.
Hey, Lamar, thumbs up. Keep it
all right.
Thumbs up. Your favorite couple. How y'all feel?
Okay.
Thumbs up. Cooking with the Catchers. Thumbs up.
You already know.
I like when they do that. So yeah, I definitely would, because what I want to do, I definitely want to have Bella here next to Brown Bella girl. I want to have her here because she's got those questions. Remember that day you did that show with her, and she was. I want her to bring her I want her on so that we can spice this up a little bit more and have another female host like yourself on with us, right?
Her live went a little longer than normal, and then
right. But I want to balance it out though. We got you here with me hosting, but I want to have a female on here too, right? Asking certain questions that maybe we haven't thought of asking, right? So kind of mix it up next time. So we're going to try that for next time. So I want to thank everybody for being up here. I want to give you all a clap again. Thank you.
Hey, information, man. If I could close this out the same way I open it up.
Yes, you can. Yes, most definitely. Let me just do this real quick before you say anything, brother. Let me say peace to Brother Peppy that's in the chat room. He's a mod on the channel. I like this brother. I've met him over from Black Man Unfiltered and Sir Hell Speaks Network. Thank you. And somebody here that you're familiar with, is this Eugene Steele is in the house, if I'm saying that correct? Is in the house. Thank you for being here. Now, I think I know Eugene from over in Black Man Unfiltered and Sir Hell Speaks channel. And let me put another person up here. And we got Auntie Mama Kitchen. Let me give it to you. All right. Thank you for coming over. Now, with that said, let's let Rod bring us home. Come on in, brother. Come on in.
You could. Well, I was going to say you can leave everyone on the screen, but
okay.
I want to first of all thank all the mods for dropping all the various links during this live stream. But I don't know if y'all noticed, for the people that are still in the chat, I don't know if y'all noticed how the members of the Alliance were dropping each other's links. Yes, we dropped our own links, but we dropped each, because that's something that we're accustomed to doing. We're used to doing that. We're used to supporting people, each other as the Alliance. Tonight, y'all have been introduced to the Alliance. Points Blank Travel, Points Blank Finance, the Points Blank Experience, Points Blank Clips, the entire Points Blank Network, Kayla Mar. Matter of fact, let me get a little deeper. Marcus and Kayla from Kayla Mar. Shelton and Key from Your Favorite Couple. Joe and Christy from Keep It Up with the Griffins. Donovan and Stacy from Cooking with the Catrins. Anwar and Meat from Meat and I. And we have a slogan. The slogan that we have with the Alliance is, we're just warming up. This is just the beginning, y'all. We ain't even scratched the surface. Like Information Man Show said about this live, we ain't even scratched the surface. And last but not least, my sister, my brother, Coco TTV. We're just warming up, y'all. Tonight, y'all didn't only see Black content creators. Yes, you saw Black excellence. That's fine and dandy. But whether y'all realize it or not, I don't know if y'all notice how we all are different, but we're the same. I think the Catherine said that, or Your Favorite Couple said it. What you witnessed tonight was Black family. Black family. We're not blood related, but we're related on common goals, common dreams, common visions that we have. All right, man. Another that I'm looking through here, and speaking, I want to say this to the Lions because first and foremost, Information Man Show. This is the first time all of us has ever been on a live stream together. We've had a couple here, a couple of us there, a couple. We've never all been on the live stream at one time. I want to set up a Zoom. We'll get together, and I won't, if Key, whenever she got time, because Key is extremely busy. But I know enough, and Key probably know more than I know about. I want to have an Alliance meeting about living wills, because yes, living wills, when they come, you can have $1 million saved, pay your taxes at 28%, have $728,000 left. And while you're going through probate, they're nickeling. Now they ain't nickeling the dime. You're $8,000. You owe $8 to death. And by the time you finish, you'll be lucky if your family got $400,000 because you didn't have a living will. So the Alliance, we'll talk about that. Hopefully we can talk about that later. But last thing I'm gonna say, man, the question was, is Black love real? No, Black love is not only real, it's powerful. Y'all saw it here today. Black love is powerful. We can keep BSing if we want to. I saw a couple comments. I should go get a white girl and all this, whatever. If you ain't got yourself together, I don't care what color girl you go get.
Well, let me just say this. Anybody that left a message like that, what the hell are you doing over here? If that's what you're looking for, then what are you doing over here? I'll just stop right there. Continue, Brother Rod.
Man, I'm done. I want to thank each and every one of these couples for being here. Fam, I love y'all. I got mad love for y'all, man. I want to thank y'all. It was hard putting this together, but we out of here. We out of here.
All right.
Shelton, I just saw your damn text.
let me say to the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom, because I was about to write a message to you in the chat. Thank you for being a great mod on the channel. I want to say to all the mods, we got DOD who's just come in, Empress Queen, Rob Allbanks, who I've known for some time, a Lady 747. I see Coco TTV in the chat room, Micro Farmer. There's a bunch of people that are here. Some that I've never seen before, but I appreciate you being here. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to all these great couples here. I will be putting their links in the description of this video once I end this stream and let the video process a little bit. But Rob, let me do something real quick. Rob, brother Rod, I need you to continue hosting the show for me. I gotta do something real quick. Please host the show. Continue.
Oh man, I just got a text that I'm long-winded, but I did want to say now he won't be the host of the show. But hey, I'll host the show while you do whatever. But there was a couple people that was in here that they don't only rock with PBT, but there was a couple people here that rock with all of these channels. And I took notes of each and every one of them that I saw. We had Uniquely Lavish in here. She rocked with all of us. We had Evolving with Etta, one of the biggest supporters. She rocked with all of us. Love to Travel with Wave, Napster Laricia, the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. Y'all, tonight, y'all have witnessed and y'all have seen the alliance, man. I don't say go subscribe to our channels. I don't have to say that. Go look at the heat. But I will say this here, man. Collectively, I haven't added it up, but I think I'm gonna do that tonight.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Well, thank God you back, because they're gonna say,
I just my daughter just got dropped off to me, so I had to
Well, good. Let's get out of here.
Get her
man.
in.
Don't spend time with your daughter.
I am, but once I end this and let this video process a little bit, then I'll go in and make those description changes so that people can go directly in that description and subscribe to everyone's channels. Man, something else I want to say. I'm going to end it. Everybody in the chat room that's here, once again, thank you for your participation today, and do us the greatest favor, which is to share this video. If you really love this video today, if you really got value out of this video, you enjoyed dynamic black couples being on this panel today, then the best thing you could do is to share this for other people to see this. It's important. So please do that. We're going to, like I said before, we're going to make this a regular get together where we come together and we have more layers of the onion to hit down on in terms of more questions. There's a lot more questions we need to ask to these couples about relationships and moving to the relationships and navigating all the stressors that can be put on a relationship and all the beautiful things that can happen in a relationship. One of the questions I didn't ask them yet that I'm going to ask them in the next time is social media, because we know that social media does impact relationships because people have access to these dating apps and all this other stuff. So we're going to ask those questions next time and many more. So I thank you. And let me come back over here and get everybody a clap again. Thank you. I'm going to get things cranking and popping right now, ladies and gentlemen. You know how I do it over here. We're going to lead out with some good music, good graphics and all that good stuff. We're going to do it again. Everybody on here, you guys, ladies, gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. This was just what I had imagined, but it was even better at the same time. So once again, take care, everybody. Peace. Peace to you.
Information, man.
Much love to you all. I appreciate that. Rod, we'll be talking very soon. Me and I will be talking very soon. And I actually been enjoying your videos that you've been doing with the drinks and everything.
Yes, sir.
Remind us of that again. Remind everybody about that again.
Yeah, subscribe to our second channel, Sipping with Me and I, is where we patronize, show love, support Black-owned alcohol brands. We give you Black options. So instead of you drinking a Tito, you can drink Bond May. Instead of drinking Jack Daniels, you can drink Uncle Near. So on our channel, we're going to celebrate, show love, taste test, review, interview Black-owned CEOs of alcohol brands. We're going to taste test. So come over to Sipping, no G, SIPPIN with Me and I. We dropping a cocktail using Black-owned spirits the rest of the month of August. And then after that, we're just gonna be dropping videos, reviews, like this Bomade, the black-owned lemonade.
Okay.
Vodka. Amazing. So stuff like that, you're gonna find out. So come over sipping with me now, and we'd love to have you.
Okay, let me go over to Keeping Up with the Griffin. Give your last shout out to your channel.
First and foremost, we just want to say thank you for sharing this platform with us. This has been amazing.
Yes, sir.
We've learned so much from not only the other couples here that we thought we knew, but we just learned so much more. And we hope that anybody out in the audience gained something from what we said and what everyone else has said. Once again, we're a family channel, and we just promote positive vibes, motivation, and encourage each other to grow. So if that's something that you looking for, come on over and visit us.
All right. Kay Lamar, fantastic. Once again, shout out your channel.
We are Kay Lamar, and we are a couple channel just focusing on having fun and bringing joy into your lives, peace into your lives, Ashe. We have a monetization party Tuesday. If you want to come over, we're doing our first giveaways and playing some games and turning up.
Hey, you know.
So come over there and visit us. We would love to have you. You can be a Kay Lamar star.
Right on, right on. And let's get with the cooking with the Ketrons. I want you all to shout out your channel again and say your name more properly than I did. I'm having a hard time with that last part of you. I don't know why.
Everybody does.
Yeah. So we are cooking with the Catrons fam. Definitely, if you're looking for good food, good drinks, good time, good topics, me rapping, her dancing, we doing the doggone thing. And you
yeah, baby.
You just come on through and lock in with us. We go live every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. We're dropping heat here and there. We're going to get on a more consistent basis now. And we also have our own company, our own seasoning and sauce brand, Spice Addicts. But again, lock in with us at Cooking with the Catrons. Great food, drinks, topics, you name it.
And that's Cooking with the Catrons on YouTube and Instagram. We're also Spice Addicts on all social media. That's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, not YouTube yet. Yeah, so we everywhere. We out here.
All right. All right, let me give you a clap there. Let's go over to Coco TV. And she's at home, everybody, or in the garage or something of that nature.
The boom
boom room.
In the house yet. I've been out with y'all all day. But yeah, so here on Coco TV, y'all, you can find mukbangs, reviews, challenges, interviews out in the community, upliftment, philanthropy, and just having a good time. I'm not just a one-woman show. I am Coco, but my husband, my two sons often appear on the channel, and I'm just really having a good time. I mean, when I started my channel, I didn't expect to kind of grow and take off, but it has, and I'm gonna continue to use my voice and be a light here on YouTube. So I'd love to connect with anybody. So hit me up.
All right. Sounds good. Let's go over to your favorite couple to lead us out here. Remind everybody about your channel. Shout it out.
Okay, so I'm Key. This is Shelton. We are your favorite couple. We just want to show the world that you can be married, be saved, and still have a good time. Check us out every Friday as we're dropping our traveling couple series. This is a live broadcast, and we premiere our video from our previous cruise immediately following. So if you want to just get some travel tips, see what it feels like to cruise, want to go check out some houses, just come through our channel and just join us along this journey.
YLC, your favorite couple, we're a whole vibe. It's a whole thing. So like we said, being married is dope. Being married is dope. So check us out.
All right, folks. All right. Brother Point Blank Travel, I'm going to say to you for one last, well, not the last time, but hopefully again, thank you, because you actually made this thing work. When I threw the idea to you, you were the one that had the means to get in contact with everybody properly to see what would work for them. So you actually helped to coordinate this experience that we're having today. And I really appreciate you, but bottom of my heart, brother, for doing that. And this is what we can do when we work together as content creators. And I've been saying this for a long time, that we got to start as people, Black people who are content creators. We have to start working together to help build our channels and flourish as we all desire to. Because when I look at the bigger YouTubers who have hundreds and thousands of subscribers, people of another complexion, if you know what I mean, what I notice is that they will do cross promotions for each other. They will wear a shirt or a mug while they're doing a live stream of another channel. They'll shout them out. They'll do collaborations together. And while some of us are fighting on YouTube, I said some, not all, there are other people of another complexion who are laughing all the way to the bank. And I do mean laughing all the way to the bank, because they have figured out the formula of working together, because their audience follows their channel, their audience follows the other channel. And so now they've built a big network, which is what you have done and what you are continuing to do with the Alliance. And I like that. And we need to be doing this a lot more. Here's a shameless plug from me. Do not sleep on the Info Media Live channel. I do have some, I didn't drop anything on Saturday, but I do have a video to drop on Monday. And I am going to be dropping some new stuff that I've learned about the shorts algorithm. The shorts algorithm has changed, and it's actually becoming its own exclusive thing where you can actually filter people to subscribe to your channel by doing shorts. Now, I'm going to give you the formula that I've learned about how to do the shorts and the time zones in which you should drop short videos. And these same time zones will stay the same in effect for you when you're also uploading videos, long form content. I'm going to be dropping that video that's coming out. There's another formula of how you can also build your watch time up if you're trying to get watch time. There's another formula that I've just discovered and I've just learned that I'll also be doing a video around that. That's on Info Media Live. That's my YouTube channel where I give you tips and strategies on how to build a YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that. Keeping Up with the Griffins, I believe, were the ones that were talking about CPU and how you understand. I've got a great 40-minute video. I've already produced it. It's in the can. Just got to upload it for you all. You're going to get a lot out of that, a lot of value out of that video. That's the shameless plug from the Information Man show, talking to you about my Info Media Live channel. That's one channel. I've been dropping videos quite a bit during the week on Information Man Speaks podcast, where I drop these small podcast videos, and I'm now going live over there. And then the other channel, which was News Shorts, that channel is dormant right now. I haven't done anything on it because I'm going to convert that channel into a vlog. Now, I am coming out with a video, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you how you should do vlogs now, because the traditional vlog channels are dead. There's another way that you need to do your vlogs to give people value that will make the vlog still relevant. But the usual, I'm going to just film myself walking around when no one really knows you that well yet. Those vlog styles are actually not coming up with gold on YouTube as much, unless you have already been established in that niche. Now, here I am talking Info Media Live stuff right now, but that's the stuff I'm going to talk about on that channel. And that's why I want to give this information out, because I want to see everybody grow and do very well on YouTube and prosper in what they're doing on YouTube.
I don't think I gave myself a damn shameless plug.
Give yourself a shameless plug. I just gave myself a shameless plug, but then it is. Go ahead, give your shameless plug.
But tonight was about the Alliance. Yeah, man. It was about these Black couples. But make sure you tap into Point Blank Travel, which is my flagship channel. I just flew back from New York Friday, where I'm not going to get into detail because I got videos coming out, but I flew up there round trip, first class, extended my stay, paid absolutely nothing for the trip other than food and drinks. And I did my fair share of that. You want to learn about how to invest on a budget, $10, $20, $30, Point Blank Finance. Also, if you are a couple or an individual and you feel like you have something to let the world know about, or the world needs to see, hit me up on Instagram at Point Blank Travel to be a special guest on my third channel, the Point Blank Experience. I've interviewed everybody up here. The only reason I haven't interviewed Keep It Up with the Griffins yet, because they're so hot and they're all over the place on YouTube, and they got all kind of content coming out. And plus, they're expecting their baby. But everybody on this panel, I've had a chance to interview. on the Points Blank experience or Points Blank travel. But make sure y'all tap into the entire Points Blank network.
Mm-hmm.
Again, man, I just want to thank you, Information Man, for bringing us up here. And I want to thank everybody for tapping in. And man, y'all, please check out these channels, man. These couples that y'all saw tonight. And for those of you that just coming in, yes, I created the alliance, but we're all equal. Meat and I's in charge. Your favorite couple's in charge. Coco's in charge. Cooking with the Catcher's in charge. Keeping Up with the Griffin. Caleb Barnes in charge. Rod's in charge. We're all in charge. We're all equal. And we're going to keep rocking this ish until the wheels fall off. And that's all I got to say, man. Take us out this mug because I got a lot.
All right, brother. Here we go. Everybody, thank you again. We're going to get on out of here. I'm going to give you some nice tunes here, and we're going to get out of here. I appreciate this brother once more, again, putting it down. So with that said, let's hit it.
You are listening to Information.
Thank you, everybody. Peace.
Make sure to subscribe.
East Coast, always in me, Commonwealth, Lil Joe, getting love from my city. Yeah. I roll call for the DMV. In my own lane, you could still ride with me. Yeah.
Lord knows I made mistakes.
You want in, but it's too late.
I don't need your support just to know I'm important.
I will never sell myself short, cause I know you see me. Come on, big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm an alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Alphabet, babe.
Never really fit in, always felt like an alien.
I be in my own space of mind, making boss moves in my own time, and I
Ride my own ride.
find me all alone. I'm on the road. I had to take a couple hits, a couple stones, but targets I don't ever miss. They wanna know.
Always had to be me.
Let me give you this game for free. Know you see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm an alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet.
Let me say right now, everybody, 81% of you said that yes, black love still exists, and 19% said no. That's fantastic.
8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Yeah, alphabet, babe. Daydream with me, let your mind explore all the things we were created for. Possibilities, an open door that keeps us reaching out for more. Sure that I'm not sure, knowing I don't know it, so I listen for
Information
my
is power.
inner voice. Carry the winds, drown out the rain, but will it make sense without the pain? Will color me blue, then tickle me pink. Who knew that at the brink of the end, life much trauma, but try search inside my love.
Tell the truth.
Thank you once again, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate that. Have a great rest of the weekend. Great week. Thank you again.
Drowned out the rain. It don't make sense after the pain. Will color me blue, then tickle